Hey, welcome to Draining the Swamp, Hunter the Reckoning 5th Edition game by Renegade Game Studios. This game takes place in a little shithole known as Morgan City, Louisiana. But don't worry, it's not the real Morgan City. No, this is some dark, fucked up Morgan City where the little bits of humanity try to cling to some sort of illusion that we own the world and things are fine and things are dandy, but they're not. No, this place is riddled with all sorts of fucked up shit from blood sucking vampires to weird fucking ghosts to guys who turn into werewolves that are like 7 feet tall and this place is fuck shit. But I mean, this story isn't about the people who live here or the fuck shit that exists and festers in this place. No, this story is a game about four reasonable people who know about these little mysteries that nobody else in humanity knows about, and we have set aside our time and put away our pride to go and fight some monsters, make the world at least a bit of a safer place. Um, Unfortunately, while we're doing our jobs, we do kind of come across a lot of things such as body horror, drug use, sexual references, blood, death, and hell, even murder if you're not careful. You just want to be careful with your surroundings when you're listening to us or watching our videos. And if any of those things aren't suiting you, then maybe this might not be the place for you. But if you are, if these things are within your sensibilities and you don't get scared easy, then why don't you come with us as we tell you a hunter story?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Draining the Swamp, our Hunter the Reckoning 5th Edition game, a game by Renegade Game Studios, and the game that we've been playing now for 9 sessions. This is episode 9 of Draining the Swamp. We join our hunters, our Hunter the Reckoning hunters, in Morgan City. We've returned at this juncture in time where they have gone to Lakes End Park, RV park near Lake Pollard, and they're getting ready to meet with some of Alex's friends and companions, their mentor and teammate, coming in, their partners, as they keep referring to them, into the city. But in the meantime, as the team of hunters has arrived, at the lake, they saw this rolling fog, this fog they've been warned about before, something connected to everything going on, or maybe not, but it seems to be connected to the supernatural for sure. And it's rolling in from the lake. But more than that, as they rolled to a stop, they saw a person standing out on the bank of the lake. And this person was a girl that Dr. Dreyfus met once before in Hope's Garden, but also Ophelia's next door neighbor, a person that they were told only a few hours before was missing. And so this is where we start our adventure. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
Hello.
Should we go talk to her?
Should we pull her away from the fog?
What is she doing? Like, is she just standing there
Mm-hmm.
looking vacant? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it?
She doesn't appear to be looking vacant. She's seemingly cognizant and aware. Like, she's not staring off into nothingness. If like, she is kind of looking out over the lake, but she's looking out over the lake in the way that like any person might be looking out over the lake. Like, you expect her at any moment to reach down and pick up a stone and just kind of toss it, right? Like that kind of thing. Not that she's like staring off into the distance blankly or anything like that.
And what time is it again?
It is just past sunset, if I remember how I was describing the time frame.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what does this lake look like at night? Are there things around it that keep it fairly well lit?
Nope.
Is it a pool of black inkiness?
It is a pool of black inkiness that normally kind of reflects the moon. There is some amount of moon tonight, but the fog is starting to roll over, and that will probably eventually block the moon's reflection, so it'll just be inky black water. But right now, and it's not even, there's not a whole lot of wake on it. There's probably some wake because there are fishermen and stuff out there, and you know, when you get boats with motors, you eventually get this like random sort of wakeness on the water, right? That seems to be more than it should be, but it's calmer, meaning that the last boat probably came in hours ago.
Makes sense. And does she look normal, like corporeal and all of that stuff?
She does appear to be corporeal. She's not invisible
it's a
or
valid
anything.
World of Darkness
Yeah, no,
question.
absolutely.
You know, I think
She doesn't have
right.
fuzzy outlines or anything. She
Yeah.
is like 3-dimensional and solid as far as you can tell.
Excellent. What was your neighbor's name, Ophelia?
What was my neighbor's name?
Yeah, like the thing about that is that when they said the name, you didn't register it. Like it's she's a girl that you've run into in the hall, but you've never really caught her name. So if anything, maybe like you could probably think it up if you tried to all recall it together, because Dr. Dreyfus, you met her before and she's talked to you.
Yeah.
But then you've also had a conversation about her at the chicken shack.
So I guess I will approach her,
Mhm.
and with excuse me.
As you're coming toward, as you're approaching her, you start to remember her name. It's not, it doesn't fully come to you, but you remember it's something like Liza or Lisa or something like that. It starts with an L and it's like an IS kind of thing. I will give you the full name eventually, but you're not remembering it quite offhand at the moment. As you say, excuse me, she turns to look at you and she stares at you for a long moment and then looks to the RV that has all of the antennas and things sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of goes, "Hi."
Hi, I believe we met at Hope's Garden. I'm sorry
She takes one step back when you mention the garden. Okay.
and I was just wondering, what brought you out here?
Just looking at the lake. I've got to go though, I think, maybe. And she starts to move toward the RV. But in a way that she's still like keeping an eye on you.
I, you know, I did. It's fortuitous that I would run into you because I was wondering if there was somebody I could talk to about the garden because I have a feeling it's not on the level.
She pauses. And then says, and what do you mean?
Well, it's silly, but there's a lot of talk coming out about it and around it that the people involved with it, well, suffice it to say that they're not really doing the Lord's work.
She stares at you for a long moment, and she seems like she's scrutinizing you, and then she says, "That's an understatement." And then she takes one step back, but as she does, a person comes out of that RV with the antenna sticking out of the top. It's an older woman. She's like dressed in a kind of business suit, but it's like rumpled in a lot of places. Like she's been, it's been in a closet or something all this time. Like she doesn't wear it often, and she has it for important occasions. She comes out of the RV and she just steps down onto the one step and she says, "Lisette, why don't we come inside?" And then she looks at the van. And then she walks up to the van.
When Lisette was like eyeing the RV and getting ready to head back there, I wanted to give that RV like a once over, like what's the deal here?
Sure. The RV looks like a typical average everyday RV. Nothing special about it. It's a little older, looks like it's kind of junky, except that it has some pretty expensive looking audio visual equipment and telecommunications equipment on its top, on its roof.
So it's audio and video. So like,
So she's coming over to the van where the rest of us are.
She is.
I will meet her halfway.
Okay.
Like, feel ya?
Yeah.
You guys got my back here?
Yeah, don't worry.
Good evening, ma'am. Can I help you?
Hold on one second. I gotta get a note out.
Okay.
I'm looking for the name. She's gonna introduce herself, and I can't remember her name.
Gotcha.
it'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I like the very moment I need her information, I cannot remember it.
Make something stupid up. Character, make character face.
Character, make character face. Hi, I'm character, make character face. I'm here to character. Communicate.
Hi, my
Talk
name's
about nominative
Stock.
determinism.
Yeah, found
Stock character.
it. So no, she steps up to you and puts her hand out, and she says, "Stephanie Sutton, news reporter."
Oh, interesting.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sutton.
Do you reach for her hand at all?
You
No.
know?
Okay. She says,
Yeah, you know what? I'll shake her hand.
Okay. She shakes your hand. Everything is fine. She's like a nice handshake. Everything seems fine. And then she says,
Cool.
"You're one of Joseph's associates, aren't you?" He's in the van, isn't he?
Blank look.
Can I hear?
Yeah, you can absolutely hear it through the side panel of the van.
I like crawl up to the front seat and stick my head out of the window.
I'm just gonna turn around and stare at Joseph.
Hi.
Yeah, you have never seen this person before in your life.
No.
No. She says, Joseph, there you are. It's about time we met in person.
Uh-huh. How may I help you, Miss Sutton, was it?
Yes.
Wait. No. Are you my mysterious friend?
I certainly hope you've been getting my emails. You've been responding to them.
I have. Everybody. This is a fantastic friend of ours. It's lovely to meet you. You've been a huge help.
Hmm.
Lisette has moved toward her, and she says, "Can we trust them?" Stephanie goes, "I certainly hope so. They're apparently doing something that involves a whole lot of supernatural."
So y'all are in the life.
Well, she's not, but I am. I've been around a while. I don't hunt. I just have been around for a really long time and have seen things that a lot of the news networks really don't want to talk about. You know, the kind of stuff that you do, Joseph. I've been following you for a long
Yeah.
time.
Hey, it's lovely to meet a fan.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. A lot of your videos are just absolute
Well-
shit, but, you know, it's fine.
Hey, I don't got a lot to work with.
Okay. Yeah, and your, like, weird, blatant, like, attempt to tell the truth, but also keep it kind of, like, potentially fake so you don't freak out the non-believers. That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, I had a background in faking it, so might as well keep it going.
So, Lisette, this is Joseph Call, and these are his friends who apparently at some point decided to, I don't know, take on or piss off the Nightjar writers and the entire Barons Corporation.
Hmm.
Yes, I am Joseph's friend. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Friend.
Well, hang on now. Hey,
Hmm.
hey, what did I do to you, Ophelia?
Besides piss on the carpet.
Okay.
It's been a really crazy few days. My apologies. Anyway.
As you can imagine, the hunt requires a certain level of black humor to really, help manage the
Mhm.
difficult emotions that come with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen some really terrible shit. I've never pissed on a floor before. Not since I was like a baby, maybe.
Yes, unfortunately, Joseph is the closest thing to a baby we're gonna get in this group.
Oh, hey, Nick, you can make your
Wait.
own Molotovs from now on.
Okay.
Just real quick, the fog's not like coming after us right now, is it?
It is
Yeah.
rolling in slowly.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's
Can
not
we like
quickly
build a
rolling.
fire? Is that a thing any of us are capable of? Fog doesn't like fire.
I don't know how much light is being given off in this neck of the woods. Because I imagine it's
Some.
still the twilight.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if a fire. I mean, well, maybe the fire would keep.
Yeah, it's like a little camp spot, and it might
We
keep
probably
things
should get
away.
inside at least.
Hmm.
Okay. It's just fog, but all right. I guess we can go in somewhere and probably talk somewhere where maybe they can't see her, the people that are looking for her, and I really didn't want her to go outside, but she needed some fresh air, and she's like chastising Lisette, who's like kind of ducking and being like,
You keep somebody too cooped up, and they might resort to even more desperate relief. So I think you did right by allowing her to get some fresh air.
Lisette like looks at you and she gives you like this like appraising like thank you look, but she doesn't say anything.
We might have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I think we probably do because I don't know where you are right at the moment with everything you're doing, but she's gonna tell you some shit that is really terrifying. I guess my
Cool.
RV is the best option right now.
Can
Yeah.
we? I mean, that's great. Out of character.
Mm-hmm.
How long was it going to be before Mark and Lydia show up?
Sometime in the next 40 minutes.
Okay, cool.
I know we have some other friends coming. When will they be here?
Less than an hour?
I don't know if we want to have to ask the poor woman to recount her traumatic experiences multiple times.
That's what I'm
So
thinking.
maybe we just kind of take some time to
God, I could
relax.
eat.
Yeah.
I could cook. Well, we didn't really stop to get groceries. We have some more experienced, as more knowledgeable as I understand it, right, Alex? Some
Mm.
better hunters coming in. So whatever we hear, it might be best for them to hear it too.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Well, all right then. We'll
Actually,
wait till your friends get here.
is there like did we pass like a grocery store or something on the way in?
Sure did. It would probably take you about 10 minutes or so to drive back to it, because the shopping area is back into town. Maybe less, I guess, less than that, like 5 to 7 minutes to get back to it.
You know what?
Can we still see a helicopter, in the horizon?
There's definitely lots of noises and sounds of police investigation for sure.
Okay, then maybe we won't.
Yeah, we can go hungry for now.
Oh,
I have a Cliff Bar.
We'll
yeah, I have some ramen. I could cook up some ramen in the RV.
Perfect.
maybe
Basically been living off of like Cheetos, mac and cheese, and ramen for the last couple of weeks.
I like her.
I know about that life. Hashtag one resources.
I mean, I would
see-
like to have more money, but when you want to report on stuff that none of the news agencies want to talk about, it makes it hard to make money.
Mm.
Yeah.
I see the professor looking crestfallen. I'm just like, yeah.
Nah, they're above that. Anyway, we can talk over our ramen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll start making the ramen. I mean, you don't have to come into my RV if you don't want to. I mean, I'm not forcing anybody into anything, but I'll make the ramen, and I guess we can eat it
Seems safe.
out here
Yeah.
or in the RV. It's up to you guys.
There's another trailer here, right?
There was another RV there, yeah, when you rolled up.
Okay.
What vibe am I getting off of it?
Yeah.
Abandoned vibe. Like there's moss on the wheels kind of vibe.
Cool.
I'm gonna go poke around in there, and then I'll join the others.
Sounds like a smart, prudent plan. Okay.
Just
Gotta look for treasure chests.
She goes inside her RV and kind of leaves the door open for anyone that's going to follow her. But it's got one of those like pull things, so like the springs, so it's going to close, but she tries to leave it open as
Mhm.
much as she can. But she goes into the RV and you can hear her like banging around some pots. And then anyone that goes in there will see her like pulling out packs of like chicken ramen and like throwing them into a big pot, pouring some water in from a water bottle she has. But Alex, you wanted to go check out the abandoned RV, huh?
Yeah. I just want to see if there's like, I don't know what's going on in there.
Sure. It's dark. Like there doesn't seem to be any movement inside. Nothing about it seems like it's on as you approach. It is just sitting there. There is moss on its tires, like I said, and it seems to have sunken slightly into the mud. But not because of like the mud getting soft, just over time, just sitting in the same place.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want to go into
Is
it?
it locked?
It is not locked.
Cool. Yeah, I'll step inside.
Okay.
Flashlight.
It is a mess inside. It definitely looks like somebody lived here at some point, and now, based on your experience with the way that it looks right now, it looks like it's been used by a bunch of teenagers to smoke weed and drink away from prying eyes over time. You're used to that kind of thing, you know. It looks like the inside of a drug den, essentially, like the way that things are like nested here and there, and like
Gotcha.
the random graffiti on the wall from like a Sharpie and stuff. Like it just looks like some people have been fucking around in this thing. But there are some ownership papers in the glove box that indicate that it belonged to some people that apparently were not from here.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So it's not registered in
Okay.
Morgan City. It's registered in like Baton Rouge or something.
I'll pull those, check drawers and under what's left of the mattress, just to see if there's anything of value.
Okay.
And then rejoin the others. You want like
Sure.
an investigation for that?
Sure. Why the hell not?
That's not great on the dice. 1 success.
All right, you find about $20 worth of like change, like scattered
Not
about.
bad.
That's about the only thing that's worth value.
Hell yeah. Cool. And then I'm going to do something that I hope will not come up to be useful later. I'm going to take 2 of the Molotovs we got on the way over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put one of them in the front of the vehicle and one of them in the back. Because if I know anything about trailers like this, they burn real good. And if we get attacked by a bunch of monsters here, a huge bonfire could be super helpful.
Fair enough.
Okay, I will make a note in my handy dandy notebook.
Scott will remember that.
Hey, Steve.
What?
Steve, handy dandy notebook.
Yep.
Oh, fair enough. Fair
Blue's
enough.
Clues.
The fuck, you uncultured.
I was like,
Get
his
out
name
of
is
here.
Scott. Like I
I've
don't.
literally never seen the show, so
What?
sorry.
Well,
I just got offended on like 3 different levels.
Sorry. My parents didn't like us watching TV.
I mean, I was a little too old for
Actually,
Blue's Clues, but I still know the reference.
You know the reference. You know. I just got insulted in real time. Here, right here. On
Dr. Dreyfus, so Dennis is over here going like, Blues what? Just kidding. Just kidding.
You're muted, Dennis. You're.
I know what Blue's Clues is. I
Thank
just
you.
am too old to get any references about it
Yes.
because I've never
Yeah.
watched it.
I lost all memories before the age of 9, and we're not going to think about that any further. So I know I watched Blue's Clues. I couldn't tell you any specifics.
Yeah. I know the guy from it was like quite beloved. 'cause,
Yes.
Like, didn't
Yeah.
he pass
He
or
recently
something
did
like
a
that?
thing.
No,
He did
No,
a-
he's actually still
Oh,
alive.
he came back. No, he
Yeah.
came back to
Yes.
say like.
No,
say
I am
he
not
died
dead.
to
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homeboy kind of looks like Pitbull, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. He came back. He was like, there are rumors that I died, but they were just rumors. I'm still alive and still fine.
Imagine having to be like, no, the rumors are not true. I am, in fact, still here.
Yes. He's making a comeback. Cool. Yeah, so that's what you find. You leave some Molotov cocktails behind. Sounds good.
We're surely out of them by now. That's got to be 7.
We
Hmm.
made more in the car on the way to this place.
Fair enough.
There's some indeterminate number of Molotov cocktails. But, Alex, as you start to come back to the RV, as you start to move back to the RV, the fog is, you realize, a lot closer. It is moving faster than it seems.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Guys,
Is it moving preternaturally fast?
This is the thing.
I will attempt to sense the unnatural.
get it.
This is the thing. For those observing it, it looks like it's moving at a slow speed, but then like you look away and then when you look back, it's demonstrably closer, and you're like, wait, hold on.
Oh,
Like,
weeping angel mist.
Ew.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So let me. Roll some dice here. One dice.
and this would also have your desperation in there because it is a question, right? It's a thing you're trying to figure out.
Gaining
for the record,
information while on the hunt. Yes.
It
Hell yeah.
doesn't have to have it. We do not need to risk the danger going up,
Yes,
in my
you do.
personal opinion.
Do it.
Risk it.
It doesn't have to
Do
be this
it.
way.
We are the all or
Almost
nothing party.
How many
Fair enough.
desperation
Fair
dice
enough.
do we have?
4.
3?
Four.
4?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Let's
This-
go.
This can't end well. It isn't possible.
Right.
It'll be fine. We just have to kill fucking everything.
There it is.
There it is.
I can't do
Oh.
this
Up to
anymore.
5, baby.
Ugh.
That's 2. I'm not gonna count them as 2 separate ones. They're just one, right? Like,
Yeah.
Wait. Weren't you in despair and thus can't use these dice?
Oh,
you are correct,
yes.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
that is
I am
right.
still
Oh.
quite sad.
Rules
Let's
lawyer.
go.
Cameron over here
Yeah.
saving the
Saved.
day.
Thank fuck
All
for
By the
me.
skin of our teeth.
Dude.
All right, that's fine.
Lame.
Three
Number
successes.
Let's
3
go.
successes.
All right.
Yes.
The mist is. What exactly do you have? What are the perks you have on Sense of Supernatural?
So I have hands free
Uh-huh.
and precision,
Uh huh.
so I can tell what is supernatural, not
Mhm.
just that there is supernatural nearby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
So,
not
like,
just a
if it's
vague
the
sense. It's
mist-
like a mist. So the mist is giving off
Unnatural.
very unnatural vibes. You can definitely tell that there's something wrong with the mist. For one thing, it's not cold enough for there to be fog. It's cold,
Like the summer.
but it's still summertime, and so it's still relatively warm. There shouldn't be fog according to weather. That's one thing that stands out. And then secondly, it is moving like it has a plan.
Okay. I think I will. Oh no, I don't have repel. I just have thwart. No. All right.
Do you relay this information to us?
I'm like this. There's something wrong with this mist. It's malevolent.
Mm.
If you look at it, there's the signs.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever looked at a Rorschach test before?
My lawyer was trying to get me off on the insanity plea, so I did a couple.
Yeah, it's the things are unnatural and appearing in very specific areas as opposed to the whole. There's imagery coming through here. Something is very wrong with this mist.
Okay. I'll be up front. I don't have the first clue how to fight a ghost.
Yeah, fireworks, right? Fire's like the whole thing that we get. I'm just gonna start making tiki torches because I've got frugal mass production and speed crafting. So I'm like, I don't know, something that we could burn for a while.
Torches. Right now. Yeah. Assuming it continues at its current rate, how long do we have before intercept?
A few minutes.
Okay.
I'm trying to get an image for that's forming in Dr. Dreyfus's mind, but it's taking a moment for my phone to do what I want it to do.
I wonder if that fire that you were talking about, like, is there like a fire pit here?
There
part of
is.
the campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look around real quick. What is there that is potentially usable as firewood?
A bunch of driftwood around the lake.
Is it
Yeah.
wet?
It is wet. There's a couple of logs that they've used as like barriers for the gravel, right, to keep people from just rolling out into the lake. But they're just large enough to stop like they'd be like a bump rather than stop the whole vehicle, right? They're not huge logs.
Right.
There's a few of those that are like the boundary of like the parking area versus the walking area, for lack of a better term.
Let's start a fire. I believe, historically that has always been something that repels the dark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just so you guys know, I put a couple Molotovs in that trailer over there. So if things get dicey, light it up.
Let's try not to catch a helicopter's attention.
I agree. It's a big move,
Yeah.
but like,
But I'm gonna start. I guess. I mean, I have survival. I've gone camping.
cool.
So I guess I'll start putting together
Sure.
and like ordering, pointing out the wood for other people to grab and all of that. So can I start a fire?
Yeah. I'm not gonna make you make a roll. You can put it together. You have how many dots in it?
I just have one.
1 dot.
I figure that's enough to
Mm-hmm.
put together a rudimentary campfire.
By the way, I just sent you an image. It took me a while to grab it, but this sort of symbol is forming in your mind when you look at the mist.
Have I seen that before?
No, I don't think so.
Was it in any of the imagery in the buildings at the campus?
Oh,
Or in any of the
yes.
books that I might have read?
Yes, it was. It would have been on the campus in the at the basement of the administrative building on the wall. It would have been kind of an image that you had seen there, a symbol.
Wait, is that the thing I
shit.
touched and then the
Nope, that was a
Whatever
different symbol.
Osiris
That was a
comes-
slightly different
okay.
symbol. Yeah.
gotcha.
But
This
it
is
was
something
there.
that is
Was it
in your
on-
mind. This strikes you
Yes.
as a symbol that indicates something incorporeal and ghostly, an entity of some kind, is what this
Was
image
it on
is
the
feeling.
inside or the outside of the little sanctum?
Oh, the outside.
Okay. Yes, it's. I don't know if it's related to the wards against the sanctum or the cult, but it's definitely somehow related. So let's get this fire going.
Okay.
So yeah, you can put the fire together. It's not hard. With at least 1 dot in survival, you can put a fire together. That's
I
like the
mean,
basics.
Worst case scenario is
Yeah.
put the water or the wood
Right.
down and then use a Molotov on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Worst case scenario, it takes you a while to get a fire going, right? Like that's about it.
Right.
Right.
Like if it's starting to take too long, like if the wood's smoking, then it's like, okay, let's drop a Molotov on it.
Yep.
That'll eventually.
Pour some accelerant. That's how it works. Listen, I was in
Yeah.
Boy Scouts. I know how it works. Can't get a fire started, just throw enough gasoline and it will start.
Well, that's why
Is
you
it-
want the oil in the Molotov.
Yeah.
Because that sticks.
Yeah,
Sticky.
exactly.
It doesn't burn as quickly as the gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do
And I know-
they like where there's lights from like the inside of the RV or from flashlight or whatever? Is it like just as concentrated around those areas as where it's dark?
The what?
Like if there's lights shining anywhere,
Yes.
they aren't like. Yeah, is is there less fog or like less of the ghost mist where things are bright?
So there really aren't any lights, unless you turn the lights of, like, if you turn the van on or whatever, then maybe you can
We
kick
got a
some lights out.
flashlight, right?
Even if you shine a flashlight, it's kind of far away. You can't really tell if it's doing anything to the mist quite
I
yet.
think I don't know if it's because it disturbs the air, the heat,
Mhm.
or the light. There's something about fire,
Mhm.
that's
We just all jumped into hunter mode, so I'm gonna go speak to our two new friends and say, "Hey, I apologize. I know we seem crazy. That's not regular mist. Stay safe."
You're right. We just went straight into it, didn't we?
Yeah, we just started doing shit with no explanation. We don't know. We assume ghosts. We heard there was a ghost lake before we had to skip town. I assume these are those same ghosts. None of us have dealt with ghosts. We'll figure it out.
Actually, you may want to maybe put some towels at the doors and the windows just to be safe.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, yeah. Let's
I
do
don't
that.
think that'll be a problem, but let's at this point, the supernatural, we don't know what we're dealing with this.
Mhm.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, let's get inside. Let's just close the door,
Yeah.
and like start putting towels at the windows and
Hotbox that shit.
doors. Yeah, she has like a lot of tinfoil over a lot of the windows already, so like she just starts stuffing tinfoil and things around the
Takes
windows.
her hat off.
Yeah. Yeah. Did Joseph, at any point, did you actually go inside the RV? I forgot to ask.
I think I would have like gone in while Alex was exploring the other one. I would have gone in and talked because like of course I would. This person's been emailing me cryptic hints for a week at this point.
When you go inside the RV, you realize that she's basically taken. There's like a little bed area above the seats. But where the main bed area would be in the back, she has taken out everything, and there's just a whole lot of computer equipment in there and screens and various different like radio devices, a couple of CBs and like police scanners and things. Like it's a very
Cool setup.
Yeah, very cool setup for being able to scan all the different bandwidths and communicate with people. There's like a news feed, like she's obviously watching the mainstream news on one of the TVs, but like it's muted, and that's what you saw before all this started going down. Yeah.
Crazy. I need to up my game. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Well,
So
shit,
then,
I
so you
guess-
start making this fire. The fog rolls in. They close up shop essentially. Like you hear the the bolt lock on the door. And as far as you can tell, they're all crammed inside the RV.
Okay.
And then, yes.
Does
go
the
ahead.
fire seem to be doing anything?
The mist begins to roll off the lake onto the land, and it surrounds you very quickly. It's weird to like almost feel the fog, right? But you can feel it initially as just moisture and cold, right? Sort of kind of washing around you. But it's definitely not pushed by a wind. It's moving on its own, as it were, crawling over you. It covers over the entire park and begins to, as far as you can tell, continue going past where you can see. Because once you're inside of it, you can't see outside of it, right? You just see it moving.
How far can we see with it? Like
inside, you can.
How thick is this fog?
It's very thick. The fire is helping a little bit. Because of the fire, it's around the fire itself. There seems to be less fog. It's thinned out enough that you can see, but maybe it's just the light of the fire. But outside of that, it basically just envelops you. Like if you were to step away from each other probably a couple of feet, you're not doing that yet. But if you were to move away from each other, yes, it's very thick. A few feet at best is what you can see.
One of those inversion layers, I think they're called. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Puppy.
Does it just?
cute.
I know, right? Daisy is also going to hunt whatever it is. But I need to talk.
Daisy's like, no, I am the one who works. I am Brad now. I am Bradley, and I will come for it.
No, this diva does not do what I ask, so it's not Bradley. But does it feel just like moisture? Is there like a taste to it? Does it? You know how fog, it's got that kind of dampness to it, and does it feel just like that, or is there something else? Is there a smell or a taste or something to it that feels off?
Yeah, not at first. but after it definitely has passed fast enough to envelop the entire RV park, you begin to smell almost like a rotting water smell, like a stagnant water smell.
Mm-hmm.
That seems
A
to be in
rotten
the
swamp.
mist, like a rotten swamp smell in the mist. It's sort of permeating your nose and stuff.
Do we talk to ghosts?
I just want to say that the idea of the four of us standing backs to a fire surrounded by fog.
Yeah.
With makeshift tiki torches in our hands.
Yeah,
I
very
definitely
Hunter the
Alex looks around
Reckoning.
and is
Yeah.
like, we look kind of cool.
Oh. If only any of us knew what we were doing in this situation.
I mean,
Mhm.
this would definitely be a scene that's in the trailer.
Yeah, right.
And,
oh yeah.
yeah, so I guess with that sense the unnatural role, is it just the fog that feels unnatural, or is there something else in it, or
As you ask yourself that question, trying to reach out to see if you can feel or notice anything else, you begin to become aware of people all around you. People that give off very distinct supernatural vibes.
Here we
do
go.
I see them?
Not at first. Not right now. But you know they're there.
What are
At
your
this point-
intentions? There's something out there. Many somethings. People, it feels like.
I got one hand on my gun and the other hand hits I use my serum.
You start to hear a whispering that comes from all directions. It's whispering. You can all hear it. Not just Dr. Dreyfus, but everyone can hear this sort of whispering. And then the mist seems to swirl directly in front of Dr. Dreyfus, and suddenly there stands a young child. And it's just looking at you. A boy, about 9
Do
years
I
old.
recognize this child?
Nope.
Okay.
Neither you nor Ophelia recognize this child at all.
Do I recognize this child?
No, Joseph and Dr. Dreyfus also do not recognize this child. But I know there was a very specific question about whether or not
Yeah.
they
Well,
recognize
because
the child.
you were like, no, neither one of you two recognize it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, does that mean the rest of us?
Dr. Dreyfus is like,
Um,
oh wait, I know you. We used to play at camp back in. No.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Honestly, kind of a baller move for a ghost. Cool.
And then
Well-
you get the feeling that
Be
the
right back, sorry.
voices are saying that you should walk out to the lake, but it's just like that's kind of the feeling. You're not actually hearing those words.
So I will so yeah, I'll just look at the child and be like, all right, out with it. What are your intentions here?
Sorry, I was getting my book to find out how I do this next bit. The child points toward the lake, and it opens its mouth, but a different voice comes out. Like, it's definitely not coming. Like, it's coming from the kid, but it's like not the kid's voice, not a real voice anyway. Like, not something made with vocal cords and air passage. You know, it's like a voice, and it says, "Go to the lake."
No.
Bars.
It points again, and a little bit stronger says, "Go to the lake."
If I turn around and look at the lake, is it just a lake?
I turn around to look toward the lake. The lake is blocked by fog between you and it. But as you turn to look, there's another face in the mist, another sort of figure standing there. This figure, the kid is a little bit translucent, like you can kind of see through him. This figure does not appear to be translucent in any way, but is definitely someone who's not fully there, right? Like it's a corporeal version of someone who just appeared out of nowhere.
Hello.
You can come to us.
Yes.
I think you cut out.
Yes.
I said, you can come to us.
Then we shall. And suddenly,
Oh, no.
several more appear around you. And they also take one step. They all together take one step toward the fire.
Fuck. Hey guys.
I
Now
pull my
tell me
gun.
what your intentions are.
And
Why
it just
are you here?
stares.
Ghosts.
You ask
ghosts,
why are you here? Okay.
Mhm.
It says, to bring more to the lake. The lake wants, the lake needs more.
The lake is not going to get.
What is in the lake?
Who is in the lake?
What is the lake?
Why
It
is
is.
the lake?
I knew it was coming. Immediately.
The lake is eternity. The lake is your future. You should go. It brings deliverance from your pains.
If I have learned anything in 40 years of practicing psychiatry, it's that there are no quick fixes from pain. So no, we are not going into the goddamn lake.
The kid
Dr.
stamps.
Dreyfus, are you trying to reason with the lake?
Mm-hmm.
I like
Sti-
it.
The kid stamps their foot. The boy stamps his foot, and then points. And when he opens his mouth this time, he says, "Go to the lake!" And you will all have to make a little willpower save, a little willpower roll.
I'm gonna just spend a willpower point and say fuck no, because
Same.
I do have thwart the unnatural.
Okay. Since we haven't been to sleep, that means we haven't recovered any willpower. So this is not a good roll for Cameron.
Well,
thwart the unnatural coming in for the win on this one.
imagine having thwart the unnatural. Loser.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I also have recognition,
Uh-huh.
so I think I learned something about the monster in this case.
Yes.
Yes, same here.
I think we both do.
Okay.
Hands free and recognition. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. How'd it
Zero
go?
successes.
Zero
I'm
successes.
I'm aware of the attempt and what the power should have done to
4.
me. I don't get the actual rules, but I instead receive hints as to the functions and perhaps limitations of the ability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This last subject to the storyteller's discretion, such as on a high margin win. Does that mean I still have to make the roll?
The roll, yeah.
Oh, I can instead resist with an edge test as opposed to my willpower test.
Okay, yeah. So you just
Oh, that's nutty. That's
Nutty.
crazy good.
That would automatically affect them. Wait, okay, so long. Well, don't need to worry about the object of focus because I'm hands-free.
Yeah.
The hunter is immune to supernatural abilities that would otherwise require a resistance test. Oh, for abilities that would automatically affect them. So like a vampire doing
Yes.
it that automatically affects a mortal. Then I get the edge test. So in both cases, I got to spend a willpower point. But I guess if we make our edge roll,
Mm-hmm.
if we get a lot of successes, we get more information.
Yeah.
So do you want to make the roll since you're kind of talking to this thing? And I'll
Yeah, I
just
can
spend
do
the
that.
edge and take the success.
Okay. Let's see. So that is composure and occult. Also, did me telling them to lock the doors and put like the towels and stuff, does that count as protecting somebody from our quarry?
Yeah, I guess it does.
Okay, so I'm no longer in despair.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Way to
Um,
use your drive properly without even thinking about it.
so that is composure.
I'll allow it because of the powers that it will do.
And desperation. What is it for?
4.
That is a crit. 8 successes.
Holy shit.
So
Damn.
I think you need to pretty much tell me everything.
All
I
right.
agree.
So the power, yeah, the power that it just tried to use on you was like an influencing power, a mind control power, as it were, to get people to usually on most people it would cause them to walk out into the lake, right? Which is actually what Joseph is doing right now. He is immediately trying to move that way. It's the command ability, as it were, for a monster.
All right, it looks like I'm tackling Joseph to the ground.
Yeah.
Again.
So Joseph
Again.
is moving
We can't
toward
keep
the
meeting
lake.
like this.
Yeah, he's definitely
Joseph,
listening to the
Do
command.
not listen to this infernal haranguing. You are better than this, and they have no
he's-
power over you.
And he's
Are you a
walking to the
preacher?
lake.
So the ability, I just closed it when I was about to read
No,
it
I'm a
to you.
psychiatrist.
The
Worse.
ability forces the creature, the target, to perform an involuntary act, commandeering them as it would a puppet. So he's basically following it. It's compelling him to obey a single command, which was go to the lake, right where it was pointing.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it didn't make a roll though. It was just a thing that it did. I can make a roll to see how much Joseph is under its sway and control, or we can just, with Joseph's 0 successes, just assume he's under the sway of the thing. Yeah.
Kind of seems like it.
Yeah.
Probably.
As we see him try to start to walk out to the lake, can Ophelia again run after him and like
Yeah, because
dog tackle him?
Ophelia got 4, right?
Yeah.
Oh
she's
yeah,
fine.
you're fine. You were fine.
Fuck these ghosts, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Based
and if
on their
anything
general
corporeal-
difficulty, yeah, you did
Sweet.
fine.
If any of the pseudo corporeal spirits try to like intercept her, I'm gonna blast them.
They do, in fact, try to intercept her, reaching out for her to grab her to stop her from stopping
bam, bam.
Joseph. Bam, bam, bam. You fire at them. Let's see what happens when you fire at a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop-a-doop-a-doo. I should have recorded more stats in the section for these ghosts, but I didn't. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Mm.
Ghost, ghost, ghost. Ghost, ghost,
Give me
ghost.
4 hits to put a large bullet into one of these things.
Ghost, 4 hits.
Yeah.
Very good. I will make a roll here in a second. Oh, cool. What kind of bullets are you shooting at it? Just regular ass bullets?
I don't think we have special ammo right now. So
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. The bullets do hit them. They fade away. As they, just because they're getting shot. You had 4 successes. Let's say you take out 2 of them with your shot. Like it goes through, like it hits one, they discorporate, and then it hits another one, and that discorporates. But there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But you still dropped 2. But then
What
one of
happens to
them,
the bullets.
it just flies off into the mist.
Okay.
Um,
So it passes through them, dissipating them.
but one of them begins
You
to
shoot a camera.
reform right next to you, Alex.
Great.
You can see the outline of the person that looks just like one of the persons you shot. However, nobody grabs Ophelia because your shooting caused them to turn. There was a flash. There was a very slight dissipation of the fog around your gun. And then these things discorporated. And so only one was basically reaching out, but Ophelia was moving faster. Ophelia, make a brawl roll to see if you can tackle Joseph before he gets into the water.
Strength, I assume.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Strength
sir.
plus brawl as you try to tackle him.
I will be right back.
Are you
Okay.
gonna try to dodge this, Joseph?
If that's dexterity plus athletics, I'll take half and get 1 success.
Okay.
Do I get my would I technically get my desperation dice for this? Out of curiosity.
It's a weird situation. I will say yes, because while you're not technically fighting the supernatural, you're trying to tackle Joseph. He is under the
Sure.
influence of the supernatural, and so that is in opposition to the supernatural. So I will call it yes.
Perfect.
Plus, it also feels like a desperate situation. Seems like an appropriate time for desperation to apply. Stopping your
We get
friend from
4?
drowning themselves.
You know, yeah.
Depends on how good of a friend you are.
I have
guess.
to also roll now that I think about it. Oh wait, you're tackling Joseph though. Never mind. I was like, why am I
Yeah.
rolling? Hold on.
Oof, another 4.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you successfully and easily tackle Joseph before he gets into the water. Joseph, you still feel compelled to get into the water, but you're not compelled to fight her, right? Like your command was to go into the water, not, break free from a tackle, essentially. So that's all you're thinking about is getting into the water and how cool it might feel and how much it would release you from all of these troubles that you have in life.
The water sounds so pleasant.
Mm.
Yeah, but instead you're being held down by
Mhm.
like a 6-foot military woman.
Still a W.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, my friends are being ripped apart by ghosts.
Mhm.
Priorities.
Okay. Dr. Dreyfus, what do you want to do about the situation? Joseph just got tackled by Ophelia, but they're now kind of outside the length of your vision. They're there. You know they're there.
Right.
They're just right. Like, you have to move a little closer if you want to see them.
I am basically going to take my tiki torch and thrust it at the child
Mm-hmm.
and basically tell, you have no power here, and like just basically try to thrust the torch right into his face.
Got it. Okay. Why don't you roll a thwart the unnatural roll? Wait, thwart is just that's not a
That's not.
combo
It's
one.
not
Yeah.
repel.
Dang.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
repel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's probably something I should spend some experience points on. Coming up.
Yeah. Sounds like a thing. So you thrust the torch into this creature, and you say you have no power here. It's very dramatic.
But completely ineffectual.
It does discorporate the small child, but two of the other ones step in. Now, these people are also young. You realize that some of them might have been a little taller, but they're all at the best like 5'2". Like all of these figures, you're starting to realize when you're looking at them. They all seem to be really young.
How tall was the creature in the graveyard?
That was a kid too, but I think these are the child sacrifices
Mm-hmm.
from the ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, as things come at me, I am going to, basically tell them, be like, your sins were not yours; they were others. Be free of this curse. As I kind of swing my tiki torch at them.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to work right. Okay, they swing at you as well as you're swinging for them. So I rolled some dice.
What do I need to roll?
Going to roll some kind of probably. It depends if you're trying to like if we're doing a fight here. So this would be an imposed roll. Either you're trying to brawl them or maybe dodge their swiping punches at you. Their hands are trying to grab you.
I mean, either way, if I am swinging at them, whether it's brawl or melee, I have 0 dots. So,
Hmm. What is your strength?
oh, and 2.
Okay, that's
Um,
2 dice.
and of course, that does not mean I can use my creed fields on
Nope,
this.
that is you are not trying to gain information from it.
Would you be better off
but
with Dex plus Athletics?
plus.
I got a success.
All right. All right. Well, you get hit for 3 damage as they grab you from like various angles, start yanking you around. So it's 3 health points of damage that you take. Supernatural. Actually, sorry. This is not supernatural. This is superficial, and so actually it's not 3. It is 1 damage that you take because it is 1.5. So
Okay.
it's 1. So 1 damage. Sorry, 1 damage.
All right.
Cool.
Because they were just clawing you. I was thinking of something else, and I did it wrong. Anyway, so not 3, 1. So as they jostle you and clench their hands down on you and start trying to move you toward the lake. I'm going to go to Alex and ask Alex what you want to do, and then I'm going to cut to the others.
Determining that, as per usual, the revolver is mostly for show.
Mm-hmm.
I drop it back into my bag, grab my torch, step over to the professor, and smack one of the things that grabbed him in the head with the
Okay.
torch.
With the torch. All right, so you're doing a thing too. All right, so go ahead and make what is this, melee, or would this be dex melee, I think?
Dex
Maybe
melee works for
strength
me.
melee, yeah. Do. And I will oppose. Actually, no, I'm not going to oppose. I just have a difficulty based on their general difficulty. Go ahead and make your roll.
On 3.
3.
Not bad.
All right, that's perfect. That was the exact number you needed.
Let's go.
So you shove this torch, you swing through, and one of them just discorporates. The small child that originally discorporated is reforming next to you, and reforming next to Dr. Dreyfus, rather. And you have just taken one out. Right.
Did it discorporate the same as when I shot it, or was this
Yes.
a more
Nope.
unpleasant? No, okay, same thing. Cool.
Okay. Going back to Joseph and Ophelia real fast. You are wrestling with Joseph on the ground. Joseph is not really trying to fight you, but he's also like still trying to get to the water. So he's not like throwing elbows or anything. It's not a tough wrestle, but he is certainly not sitting still. So, in that situation, I'm just going to give you a question. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I think right now I mean, do any of the ghosts look like they're coming after us in like any direction?
Do you look around?
I've got him basically in like a default Nelson at this point. I'm gonna look around.
Mm-hmm. There's one standing over you, and it says, "Go to the lake," in like a strong voice. And so, we're actually going to do an opposed roll here. So you and I are going to see how well you do. This will be against your willpower.
Okay.
And go. Ooh, I have 3. You also
3.
have 3. You resist, but you feel it. Like you feel it pushing into your brain. Like you took care of it last time. Like nothing. Fine. This time, maybe almost there. Like if there was a third time, you might not be able to resist the command.
Back to shake it off. We've seen that they can't fully go away with regular weapons.
Although it did take them like their action to recorporate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Is there a way? Is there a way for me to keep him pinned with one hand
There is.
and try to like grab like my hunter's knife and like slash at the guy to make him like
Yeah,
fade off?
you could do that. He's not, like I said, Joseph's not trying to fight you, so any amount of strength will probably keep him there. Your strength is, what, 3?
4.
4. Yeah, you have more than enough
Hmm.
strength to hold Joseph down with one arm. Yeah, so you want to swing your knife?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. I believe that is Dex because I'm using it one-handed.
Mhm.
Dex and melee.
Yeah.
God. Okay. Add the desperation as well.
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay.
Holy shenanigans. All right. Yeah, you cut through this thing and it discorporates, but you don't see it forming anywhere around you. It goes away.
ooh,
Ophelia Spade, professional ghost hunter. I'm taking that title away from Joseph and
You hear the sound of a motorboat. You, Joseph and Ophelia mostly. But you, Dr. Dreyfus and Alex, you can kind of hear it. The mist is definitely suppressing noise. You hear the sound of a motorboat, and then you hear the shouting of an older woman who says, "Get out of here, y'all!" And then she's not talking to you because you realize that as you hear these words, suddenly the ghosts around you seem to discorporate.
Mhm.
Wait.
But no, my friends.
Yeah, Joseph, your mind is suddenly clear. You don't know why you were trying to get into the lake, but that
Am
was
I on the ground? I'm like on the. Oh, what the fuck?
yeah. I mean, you remember being tackled, but you don't remember
Oh,
why
okay.
you wanted. You were like, I wanted to get in the lake for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm fully dressed. What? What the fuck?
That's the concern.
yeah. Hold on. Wait,
Well, why
I'm
would I
fully
want to go
clothed?
swimming right now? If I'm getting in the lake, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now
Pull up
you're
my
not
phone.
I'm
getting
gonna
it.
make sure.
I can't afford this.
I'm gonna make sure Lisette and the other lady didn't like leave the trailer.
It seems like they're still locked inside. The door is still closed.
Cool.
But as you're looking around, you suddenly see this like thing come flying into basically where the fire is, and it just explodes in a bunch
Oh,
of
fuck.
light and noise, high pitched noise and light.
Flashbang.
It's like a flashbang, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you or Dr. Dreyfus at all. It's just like going off and making noise and doing lights.
We've got one of those.
And the mist clears in a large bubble around this thing. And as it does, you see Ray standing there with a shotgun in his hand.
Hell
like-
yeah.
Oh, there you are. And then, remember Ray? His looks like blade, sunglasses, leather.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Son of a shotgun. He's like, was wondering where y'all went. And he comes stepping into the circle.
You came at you found out at a perfect time.
You know, night swim.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it.
Almost.
This is the worst time. Worst time.
Good, Professor.
Sorry, Ray. We might have missed this detail.
Muted
Have
again.
You're
all the
muted again.
ghosts always?
Dennis is muted again. He said some stuff, and we couldn't hear him.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think we're good now.
Cool.
Sorry, Ray. We might have missed this bit. Have all the ghosts on this lake always been kids?
Yeah, you can, the bubble, I guess, would be big enough to include you two. And so you're asking that to Ray?
Yeah, just like, hey, what the fuck?
Well, not all of them. The older ones for sure, but the newer ones have been the people that have been convinced.
Mm.
The boat rolls up onto the beach right next to you, and you hear some rustling. You just see the nose of the boat, and then somebody young gets off. Somebody you've never met before, but they reach over and they help Mama Gigi out of the boat. She's like, "Y'all was this close to going into the lake. Now, honeys, why you out here?"
It's, business. Just doing the thing.
Well, are you all the only ones out here?
No. I mean, as far as I know, 4 of us plus 2 in there. We're safe. for now.
She looks at Ray. Ray nods, and he goes over, and he just stands in front of the door, like he's leaning against it to make sure it doesn't open. Well, good on you, child, protecting these people. That's what we hear. Good thing you had the fire, too. We could see it. We knew where you was.
Hey.
Mhm. And that was just the small one. We had a backup plan.
We're not
We're
gonna
gonna
light
blow up the ghosts.
We're not
I-
gonna light the lake on fire.
We
We
don't
had a
need to
backup
attract
plan.
attention from helicopters.
Just saying. Yeah.
Alex, your phone starts to ring.
I'm probably gonna just roll off of Joseph at this point.
Oh, I can breathe again. They're holding me down on my abdomen.
Your phone starts to ring. You answer it?
Yeah.
It's Mark. And he says, Hey, so we have no idea where we are. And
Are you in a giant fog cloud?
yeah.
Yeah, those are ghosts.
Figured as much. They're standing around the car trying to get us to get out.
Yeah, they'll try to drown you in the lake. Weirdly, you kind of want to go in the direction they're pointing because we're right by the lake.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would be good, but the car died.
Okay. You got a flare?
Yep.
I'm looking.
You hear the flare on the phone. You hear, right? And you hear Lydia mumbling something about like opening a window before lighting a flare.
Yeah.
But then you see nothing because they're apparently too far away. And then he says,
Oh,
"Can
I
you?"
was hoping they would shoot it up into the air.
Oh, not a road. Oh, you wanted me to shoot a flare. I have a road flare.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Well, I'm on
Tie it to an arrow.
We're on a bridge.
I would not shoot flares, because I imagine I hear you saying that you thought
Yeah.
shoot a flare. So I'm like, don't shoot a flare. That will definitely attract helicopters.
Goddamn helicopters.
Well, we get a mile marker or
we killed a
a
congressman.
road sign.
We were on a bridge and we were almost done. We just passed that weird bell tower lighthouse thing on.
The red lighthouse that glows?
No, this was
The
just like
pyramid?
a giant tower with a bell in it.
Oh. Hey, Mama Gigi?
Yeah, child?
Is there like a bell tower near here?
Yeah, the other side of the lake. It's about 120 feet tall or so.
Cool. I've got some out of town friends who are in the life. They're over there right now, and the spirits have them pinned.
She looks over at the young person that you've never met before. She says, "Get over there with the boat. We'll get over there on land. You have a car?" Never mind. It's not going to run in the mist. We'll just have to move it on foot. She pulls up her skirt a little bit and starts walking very fast for her age.
All right. Sit tight. We're on our way.
As you start to move, does everyone follow her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ophelia, as you move past Ray, he gives you a little whistle and then tosses you the shotgun.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks. She catches it in her hands and getting a feel for it. Is there anything? Does it look just like a normal shotgun,
It
or
does.
is there anything?
It does, but it has like a weird kind of scope on it. Like a shotgun with a scope doesn't make any sense.
You can see ghosts.
But as you look through it, you actually can see that the mist is kind of a glowing thing, and you can kind of make out forms that are weirdly distant from you. Like they're distant, but you can make them out. Like it's showing you outlines of things through the scope.
Right on.
Meanwhile, Mama Gigi, she reaches back and hands Alex a small vial of some oils. It's a small container. She's like, now rub that on your eyes. All of you. Come on.
On my what?
On your eye. Like on the outside of your eyes, just rub it on.
My eyes. Okay.
What did you think? Actually, don't answer that.
You heard what it sounded like.
I know. That's why I said don't answer me. But I don't think we're having that just yet.
Does
Mama.
sorry.
Two civvies in the trailer.
Yeah.
They're gonna be cool.
Oh, yeah, Ray's with them. He'll take care of them.
Cool.
He won't let them out, and as long as they don't come out, they ain't going to the lake.
Cool.
I rub the cream on my eyes.
Okay. It's an oil. It smells
Oil,
smells
my
like
mistake.
sandalwood, some other stuff. It's pungent, but it's not like terrible smelling, you know? It's like an essential oil essentially, like, and it's kind of thick and granular, but it's fine. But when you open your eyes, you can kind of make out like that you're in like a crowd, like a concert. There's just like people all around you.
Oh shit.
But for mechanical purposes, what this does, it actually allows you to use desperation dice on insight, investigate, or awareness rolls.
Ooh, fancy.
Shit. Cool. Let's roll out or jog out.
Yeah, she moves fairly quickly, moving out to where the bridge is. You get back onto the road. She's back onto the road on foot and starts walking up it. You can see creatures, and every time they start to get close, she just says something, and they all seem to disappear or back off. There's almost like this feeling that around her, you can actually kind of see it because now you have this stuff on your eyes and whatever all. You can see that around her there seems to be like almost like a circle, a bubble around her, whatever, where the mist doesn't even seem to really drift in. Like it still does, but not to the same thickness, and definitely not the ghosts.
Yeah, I'm definitely paying close attention to what she's saying and doing. Maybe to justify gaining repel the unnatural later.
Weirdly, that's exactly what she's doing right now. One of the things, it seems to die off a little bit. Like she has to keep saying it, and she's getting a little tired. One of the creatures comes up to her, and she just bats it with the back of her hand, and it discorporates.
Awesome.
Yeah. But not only, but like discorporates very roughly. In fact, I'll roll to find out how much damage she does to it. Let's just do it, just for funsies.
1,000,000 successes.
I mean, she doesn't have that big of a dice pool, and she doesn't get desperation dice because she's not technically a hunter right now, even though she is a hunter. But she's a hunter org, and that's like rules are different for them.
I also assume she's not a combat hunter.
Yeah.
She
All
strikes
right.
me as
3 aggravated damage she does to this ghost thing.
shit.
God damn.
So it discorporates. Eventually, you get to the car, and before you get to the car, you can see the car in the mist as you're approaching it. You can see all of the spirits around it, and you can see them with your normal eyes, but you can also see them kind of in the spiritual way as well. You can see their outlines before you get to them. And as you get close, Mama Gigi just takes this bag out of her pocket, throws it. There's a bunch of light and sound that doesn't affect you all. and a bunch of them discorporate.
Nice.
And when that
Spirit
happens,
bomb.
Ghost grenade.
yeah. And when that happens, the mist around the car like clears up, but it's in kind of the front of the car, so you can see through the windshield, and you can see that Mark and Lydia are there, and they're kind of like, "The hell."
Hey.
As you get to the car, Mama Gigi leans against it. She is very obviously exhausted. That circle around her starts to dip. Ophelia, a creature comes out of nowhere at you.
I shoot it with the
Okay.
the shotgun.
Roll your. What would that be? Dexterity or composure? Composure, yeah. Yeah, composure.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and
the same dice
firearms.
pool no matter what.
Yeah.
I get to add my specialty.
Mm-hmm. And you get to add your desperation dice.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Holy shitballs.
Damn.
That's successful.
Kill it. Kill it dead.
Okay. 9 successes, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Critical.
Says straight destroy the ghost in front of you. It doesn't just discorporate. You clearly destroyed the shit out of it. When you fired the shotgun, it kicked back, and you just nailed it right square as the thing came out, just right in the center of its mass. The gun kicks back in a weird way, some way that you've never experienced before, but as it does, it just shreds the ghost into pieces. And it's just gone. Just utterly gone.
Damn.
For 12 aggravated damage you did to it.
Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shotgun after all.
Fantastic.
Mama Gigi is clearly pleased at this. And as you all approach the vehicle, the car, Lydia tries to start the car again because it seems to have been like turned back on, like the electrical comes back on, and the car starts. And then Mama Gigi says, "We should all just get in, y'all. I don't know if I can keep standing."
Yeah.
What kind of vehicle is it that they are driving?
I kind of think part of the reason they took a little longer was that they were acquiring like an RV of their own
Mm-hmm.
and kitting it out
Mm-hmm.
as like a mobile hunter place.
Got it. So it's an RV with stuff on it.
Yeah.
What kind of things does it have? Why don't you describe it to us?
It's actually a pretty good sized one.
Mhm.
I'm forgetting the word right now, but it's a full
Like one of the
like
long, large ones?
18-wheeler type
Yep.
size type thing. Yeah. And from the outside, it looks plain as hell. As soon as we open the door and hop up the steps to get inside, you see like armored plates attached to the walls. And going back, there's like a rack of weapons. There's a bunch of books and like an interactive touch screen that comes up into the kitchen table. So yeah, some command center stuff going on.
Yep. Lots of flickering lights and various things.
Mhm.
Probably like an ammo maker, like stamp thing, just on the counter, just bolted down.
For sure.
Yeah.
You
Got
also see Mark and Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Hey, guys.
Do you want to describe them to these people?
Yeah. Mark is maybe a couple years older than Alex, so mid to late 20s. Looks like he's been in really good shape for most of his life. He's got a crew cut, and he's currently probably at the wheel in a wheelchair. He looks over, nods, strong jaw, blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome aboard. Lydia, who has like stepped back to put her sword back on its rack, is also pretty buff, probably of a size with Ophelia, a little smaller. She looks to be 30s, long braids, and there's something older about her. There's a weariness in her expression. Her outfit is also, she's wearing some normal stuff. She's also got like a braided leather vest on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there is immediately a tension between them and Alex.
Mm.
Hey guys.
Mm.
Hi.
Nice to meet you two. We've heard a lot.
Mm. Yeah.
Ghost problem is gone. You just want to go up and then take a right, and we've got some other friends waiting at like a campsite.
Well, the ghost problem ain't all gone, child. And Mama Gigi pushes past you, and she sits down in the passenger seat. And then she starts saying some things as she's like placing her hands on the dashboard. She's like, "Should be fine now. Just drive."
Mark, Lydia, this is Mama Gigi. She's
Time to explain later. Just get in the RV. Let's get out of here.
okay.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Yeah. So much time.
And then everyone gets in, I assume. Or does people stay outside of the RV?
Well, I'm getting in the RV.
I get in the RV for sure.
I'm gonna get in the RV and I'm gonna pop down one of the windows and just have the gun sticking out just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
Yeah, Mama Gigi can keep the front of the van kind of warded, but it's by the description of the RV, her ward does not reach the entire thing, so she's only protecting the front of it. So as you start to drive, the ghosts start coming out of the mist and slamming their hands onto the side of the RV, and you can hear "Go to the lake" like over and over again coming from the mist.
Ooh, maybe I will.
Ooh, I should also mention that in the back of the van are a large bird and a whole ass wolf.
Hell yeah.
The wolf is going crazy, but not barking. It's just like trying to get out of like the RV and get out of the cage and
Like,
whatever
is
it's in.
it in a cage or?
No, it also has incorruptible.
Yeah. No, it's not trying to get to the lake. It's trying to get at the ghosts. Like, it's very much like goes to the window, looks out, tries to run to the other window, look out, like, growling the whole time. So it's not trying to go to the lake. It's trying to fight. Yeah.
Joseph is like sitting a little closer to it than he wants to be. He's trying not to look uncomfortable.
But they are slamming against the side of the RV, but the RV is moving fairly quickly down the road. There's enough seating or standing to hold on to stuff that you aren't like really having a problem. There's a lot of shaky jostlingness, right? But nothing more than usual. However, these things keep slamming into the sides and trying to do stuff. But eventually,
Son of a bitch.
you make it to the RV park. You roll up. Mark turns in, like he said. He's just looking around to try to figure out where to go. He sees this sort of bubble that's slowly shrinking in the mist, and he pulls up next to it. So he's in between your van and the other RV, but there's a guy standing there whom he assumes potentially with her. Maybe not. Who knows? But there's a guy standing there, so he just rolls up and parks next to that guy.
He's friendly. Don't park next to the trashed RV. That we trapped that.
Ah, okay, good to know. Smart, maybe. Who knows?
Preparation, right?
Right, right.
Um, yeah. Once we get rid of this mist thing, we've got a couple intelligence resources to go over. A couple people who can tell us some stuff.
As you get next to Ray, as he parks the RV, as Mark parks the RV, you realize he's got headphones in, and he seems to be ignoring a bunch of ghosts that are trying to talk to him. He's just like listening to something on his phone, just like just kind of not bobbing his head like he's listening to music and ignoring these spirits that are around him. Mama Gigi, she says, I think that we'll just have to wait it out. I don't know if we're going to be able to take care of this, but it doesn't seem like there's anyone else. Do you see anyone else?
Just the two in the trailer.
road.
I think we're it.
There's a sound of like a crackling radio from outside. It's Ray's radio. The people in the boat report that they found some random campers, but they're getting them in the boat. And they're going to take them to the chicken shack.
I actually look over at the others and I'm like, you know who might end up in the lake tonight is a certain state senator.
Oh. Yeah.
If he does, if he does,
U.S. representative.
I mean,
Right, a
surely
politician.
ghosts are not able to give testimony that's invisible in court. So I think we're good in that regard.
However,
that would first require the
ghosts-
court recognizing the ghost as a
Ghosts.
yeah.
However, the biggest threat is coming from people who don't care about jurisprudence and.
Well, there's so many ghosts that I don't know. It would take them a long time to find the right ghost. Hopefully. Mama Gigi, they ever say anything besides get in the lake?
Well, not in my experience. And she sits back.
Good.
She's clearly tired. She's like, not
That's-
in my experience. I've tried to commune with them before, but they don't want to be talking. They don't seem to. It's never a good idea to communicate with them. They get angry, and yeah. Sometimes spirits they get angry. That happens, but they're like very angry, like just angry in general.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been able to
So,
find out what.
Well, what they are angry at might not be what they are really angry at. They might not be able to affect the thing that they are truly angry at. So they project that upon any of those of us around the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they can try to soothe their damaged souls by harming others the way they really want to harm whoever put them in this situation.
The cults.
And so I wonder, these sacrifices kept that great evil at bay, correct?
That's
They-
what they said, child. That's what that cult used to believe.
I wonder if we can somehow abjure that evil, then
Yeah.
or somehow sick the ghosts upon the cult. If we can get maybe the main factors of the cult and, for lack of a better term, feed them to the ghosts,
Do you think
that
these
might
ghosts-
be what sets the ghosts free. Oh, there's your
Vengeance.
wolf barking.
Yeah. Hey, Fen. I greet the wolf.
All right, I think my
Um,
wolves are done barking.
I would like to, as the professor's making a great point, can I see that book we stole with the spell that they used?
Mama Gigi turns and says, "What now, child?"
We
We may have found one of their grimoires.
yeah, maybe it's good shit. Just let me see for a sec. I want to go through and like as I'm looking through the spell, what kind of connection did the sacrifices have to the thing? Are they like bound to it to serve it, or are they fuel,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
or
Do they even know?
yeah?
Like the cult, does the cult even know what the mechanism is?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they just not asking questions?
So you want to make an intelligence and occult roll or a library roll or something to figure this out?
I would like to make intelligence plus occult.
Got it.
Ba, ba, ba. That's gonna be a big old 6 dice. Not terrible. Boom! Critical success for 6 hits.
6 hits. All right, you go through.
I can read spells, y'all.
You go through the book, right? And you get to the spell. You start looking it over. And from what you can tell with 6 successes, this spell that they do is like they feed the whatever it is that they think they're feeding to essentially keep it satiated for a period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
23 years or so. And so they don't, as far as the spell is concerned, they're not binding anything to anything. They're just giving it the spirits of the sacrifices as food, as far as their understanding goes.
Okay.
Like assuming that a entity of some kind subsists off of some kind of energy, some kind of corpus or whatever, they're feeding it to the thing.
Okay.
It seemed like that was their belief as far as the spell goes. It seemed to have worked, right? For them, it was working, so they must have been on the right track.
Right, but now the thing is sending its food to try and get more food.
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't been letting them. We disrupted the sacrifice thing.
Yeah.
So it's gonna hunt.
Okay. Well, that is useful. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Mark, Lydia, Dr. Dreyfus, Ophelia. This is the gang. We've been, mixing it up. There's also, we just met like a hunter reporter person. She's in that other RV and has someone who can give us some intel. We were like waiting to meet up with you guys, and then ghosts. So
All right. Well,
I also have like a mission report here. Like just my suggestions if I was gonna call the shot. We got a couple groups we gotta like get rid of, and then a couple that are just sort of concerns. Yeah. Did you guys run into any trouble on the way here? Are you okay?
No, we were fine, other than the mist and some nosy police officers, but you know how that is.
Cool.
The radio crackles, and you hear the person in the on the radio report to Ray that one of the peoples from the campsite they were bringing back went into the water, and they're bringing them to Mama Gigi. they don't seem to be alive anymore.
Shit.
Mama Gigi starts. She pushes back past you a little bit. She gets up, pushes past you. Then she looks at the book. She's like, "I'm gonna want to see that later." And then she goes out of the RV. And as she goes out, she says something, and all of those ghosts that were bothering Ray just vanish. As she gets out. And she goes walking toward the lake. What you all witness is the boat roll up. And they pull this unconscious person, seemingly not breathing, out onto the ground. Mama Gigi does something, says something, and now I'm going to make a roll for her. Gosh, my stupid phone.
This is where we learn Mama Gigi's like a necromancer adept, and we have to take her out.
I mean, we know she's a voodoo priestess.
I mean, she can do all these things to ghosts. She seems about to bring someone back to life.
Listen. I'm just
Yep.
saying, I'm not giving back this gun without a fight.
You see her like holding a hand over this person. She has scrawled something in dirt on their chest, and then she reaches another hand up. And for a brief moment, it almost feels like the world tears open. And you can see some kind of weird mixture of colors and lights. Dr. Dreyfus, you get a very strong, unnatural feel from that without even trying to make the roll.
Oh shit!
And then she
Mama
just
Gigi's a mage.
grabs a person and pulls them through this rift she makes and pushes them into the body. And the person sits up breathing like they just took a breath after a long time. And the rift closes.
Hey, what the fuck?
Fascinating.
Uh,
I don't think you're
um,
supposed to be able to do that.
How does Mark and Lydia respond to that?
They both are just staring dumbfounded, and then they look at you, and Mark says, that's your ally?
That's new.
Believe it or not, still not the weirdest friend I've made.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we do have Joseph in the group.
The person's coughing, and Mama Gigi's like patting them on the back. One of the others comes to like kind of help him a little bit, and this male figure who's all wet seems to be like standing up and coughing. You can't really hear what she's saying because they're a little bit far away, and she's talking real quiet to him. But you see Ray, and he looks happy as shit.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about that one.
I think
What
we
is
don't.
there to talk about?
Yeah.
I mean, there's, the creatures that prey upon humanity. It's only fair that we access their powers to fight them.
No.
I mean, I shoot myself up with a little bit of vampire blood to get powers, right?
I mean, I guess, but we just
I
iced
don't
that
think
ghoul
I knew
today.
that, but okay.
Hold on. Mama Gigi, does everybody?
Oh, are
in
you
your
gonna go talk to her?
family-
She's over at the
Yeah.
lakeside.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm with Dreyfus on this. She could bring back 50 dudes, and she'd still be our ally.
That shit has a cost. People die.
I'm not paying it. We got other things to worry about right now.
It's me.
We got a
before
literal
me.
Eldritch God to worry about right now.
Mark.
I mean,
Mark kind of nods and says, "I mean, the mist and ghosts killed that guy, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's undoing, but it's not evil. It's concerning.
It's taking back what they take from us.
This
Yeah.
is what you're concerned about? People are going missing and literally dying in front of our very eyes, and this is the thing you're worried about?
Look, Mama Gigi seems like a wonderful woman.
Mama
But
Gigi has literally saved our asses more times than
I
we
know.
can count.
I have
We've known the
deep
woman for 2
respect-
days, Joseph.
People aren't supposed to come back to life. That's it. That's all. I don't
Well,
know.
They aren't supposed to kill us either.
I like to point out that vampires aren't supposed to exist. Werewolves aren't supposed to exist. Ghosts aren't supposed to be real, but here we are. Here we are. Therefore, this is probably the craziest shit we'll see today. But it ain't gonna be the craziest shit we're gonna see in a week.
Hey,
Well,
Like,
this is probably crazier than just a vampire existing.
uh,
I mean,
What else is out there?
yeah.
I mean, that's like a miracle. That's like Jesus shit that we just saw.
Does God exist?
miracles are just
Marcus
amazing things that
he's
happen
just like
that we
shaking
can't
his head
explain.
laughing.
And while we don't know what Mama Gigi is doing,
Mm.
she is fighting the same people we are fighting, and clearly she is undoing the damage. I mean,
I'm gonna go talk to her now.
we haven't been, we've barely been able to save people, let alone reverse that damage.
Mm.
I mean, I think we've probably all lost somebody to these creatures. If we could bring them back, wouldn't you?
But should you?
That
Definitely.
is, I will say, we do not fully understand the costs that might come with it. But Mama Gigi, unless she is hiding something greater than what it appears, that cost does not seem. It's not like when you hear or you see other representations of magic where to save a life you have to take a different one. Like, we aren't seeing that. I
Yeah,
mean,
here's-
maybe there is something happening outside of our awareness, and that's something maybe we do need to talk to Mama Gigi about. But I mean, on the surface, I am convinced. And yes, I would like more information because I am a man of science. But I cannot deny what I see. And I also trust my own instincts
I
with Mama Gigi.
I just had a
yes.
yeah.
What were you gonna say, Alex?
The thing eats souls. She literally just stole the food from its mouth.
Something's in the water around here, and she's a good-hearted woman, and she's helped us, but that sort of thing surely doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
I guess something's literally in the water.
Something's literally in the water.
Okay. We'll cut to
Oh,
Ophelia,
man.
who got out of the RV to go talk to Mama Gigi.
Yeah.
Do you give Raybeck a shotgun?
No. He can pry it out of my cold dead hands.
Okay.
He gave it to me, therefore I'm considering this a gift. He can write it off on his taxes for all I care.
A charitable donation.
Charitable donation to a charitable cause.
Fuck yeah, Ophelia.
Cost of doing business, baby.
Sorry, I can use it better than you. And she says that as she passes him going towards Mama Gigi.
He's just got his headphones on, so he's just kind of like.
That nod is a term of agreement. You can't take it back.
Some real finders keepers shit.
Okay. As you approach, Mama Gigi is talking to him. She's like, "Now, you should be fine. The effects of what you saw will go away. You'll forget it all in a few days." And he's like, but there was like lights and there was something. I don't know what it was, but it was reaching for me. She's like, yep, and I got you before you got there. It's okay. Calm down, child. Calm down. There's two people standing with her. There's a young woman, who definitely just looks like she was camping a minute ago, and then the person that let her off the boat. Another person that seems to be relatively related to her based on their facial features, and like there could be like a smaller version of Ray, as it were. Yeah. But not dressed like Blade or anything, just like their general structure and hairstyle and stuff.
Then is it really like a family member of Blade? I mean, Ray?
But yeah, Mama Gigi is standing there talking to this person. This person seems to be like very confused about what happened.
So when you have a minute, can I ask you a couple of questions about what just happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, child. I was just explaining it to this young fine person. What did you say your name was again? Steven? Yeah, Steven. Yeah, okay, Steven. Why don't you join your girlfriend there, and we can take you back to the chicken shack. And she nods. The other person gets back in the boat and then reaches over to help Steven climb back on. And he's just like really confused. But as he gets in the boat, his girlfriend wraps her arms around him, super happy that he's alive. And the boat pushes away from the water, or from the beach, and heads somewhere into the mist.
So
Mm-hmm.
what you just did there, does everybody in your family have that gift, or is it just you?
Well, some of them are trying, but not everyone can do it. Not everyone gets close. And to be fair, we really shouldn't, because of what might happen. When you reach in to the abyss to pull the spirits back, the abyss reaches back.
I'm sorry, the abyss?
The place between the Twilight Realm and our world. That's what I call it. Others call it other things. That dark space between, that weird membrane between the two worlds. It has to be done. I couldn't do it if he had been dead longer. It has to be done at a certain point, because at some point they cross over to the other side and they are no longer reachable.
So, like, is it like magic that you
Well,
can do?
yes and no. It is magic, child. It is magic. It is voodoo, but it's not like that other kind of magic. You know, the evil kind of magic, the mage kind of magic. It's a little bit different.
Mage kind of magic. Oh, yep. The Harry Potter people. Got it.
The Harry Potter people, right. It's not like
Yeah.
that, child. It's not like that. But
Okay.
it is different. It's a little like religion. And being able to tell God what you want. And by tell God, I mean grab someone by the scruff of the neck and yank him back. He was this close. Almost didn't have him.
Now, every time I talk to you, you get cooler and cooler. Or scarier and scarier. Haven't quite decided.
One and the same, child. One and the same.
Yeah. Sorry, I offered to help clear out ghosts. We just went about it in a little bit of a different way. This gun's really cool, by the way. Is Ray gonna want this back?
He does have a name for it. Don't remember what it is. But it's fine. He can make more. He's got more. Pretty sure. Everyone's got one. It's kind of like a gift after your first hunt.
Well, it is very, very handy to have.
Yeah.
Very handy.
I saw you use it. And it seems
Yeah.
that you like it.
I've been using guns since I was 14, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
It's put one in my hands, and I can do some very interesting things with one.
Mm. Shred a ghost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do these weapons normally do that?
Sure. Shot properly at the right time, at the right target, the right distance. Seemed like you had all of those going for you.
Well,
Like a
hopefully,
natural. Like you responded to that attack the right way.
yeah.
You sure you ain't got
No.
any GG in your lineage? She just looks at you. She's like,
I mean,
no
I don't
Laveau
think
in your
so.
lineage at all? None?
Not that I know of.
Mhm.
We didn't really talk about my family much when I was like a kid, so I mean, I could have like the very first vampire hunter's blood in me, and I would have no clue.
Mm. We'll see, child. We'll see. But you go ahead and keep that. I'll get Ray to calm down. He can make another one.
I can help.
I will
need
I
be.
will warn you, it only works against ghosts. Try to use that on a vampire or a werewolf. Just gonna pass right through 'em.
Then I find out how to make guns that can do different things to those types of monsters.
Spoken like a true hunter, child.
Yeah. I am trying my hardest. Like I said, new to this, but slowly, well, faster than probably expected, trying to, find my way to be of help to those guys back there. How long have you been doing this for?
Very long time.
Does it ever get any easier?
No.
Got it. Just like being in a never-ending war.
Mm-hmm. It is a never-ending war, child. We can win battles, but we're always gonna be fighting.
I'm used to that. I again, if we can ever be of help to you, the stuff that you managed to pull out of, it almost feels like thin air. It is something I'll never understand in my lifetime, but
Well, you might, child. Like I said, some of my family are trying to learn it. Some of them are scared. It's really a matter of what you want to do.
protect the people that I care about. Not many of them in this world, but the ones that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Give up my own arm just to make sure that they're safe one more day.
Sounds like you have what it takes. Now, why don't you get back inside, and I'm going to join you all in that RV to see if I can look at their book that you have that you've been not saying anything about.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we should also bring in the other two from their RV. Just get the whole gang together.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, the mute would not unmute. We're back now to talk about some stuff and do things in the hunter world. We join our hunters as we talk to our witnesses and our people inside the RV, the whole collective of people that are here, which includes Mama Gigi, Stephanie Sutton, and Lisette, the young girl who was missing and found, as well as Ray, Mark, and Lydia are all together in a single place. And so we join them now as they delve deeper into what is happening and hear from Lisette. So, how do you want to start talking? What do you want to talk about first?
All right. So I think in this situation, we understand we all have little bits of information about a greater evil in this area. So I think it is important that we all get on the same page, so we all are armed with enough knowledge to fight this appropriately, because it feels like things are coming to a head metaphysically, and and the time for action is now.
Read. Lisette, you know one of our blind spots is Hope's Garden and the cult surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you got?
Well, well, I thought it was just like a church thing at first. And I was working at the bowling pin diner, and someone suggested that I start volunteering at the Hope's Garden because it would look great on, college resume, like this volunteer work. And I actually quit working at the diner because I was like I just wanted to, start school, and I was the apartments were finished, and they were like really cheap, and like the sister was willing to, give me some cash to pay for it. So I thought, well, I don't need to work at the diner, which sucks. I didn't want to go to work and be a diner waitress, right? And anyway, it was fine at first. It was just like gardening stuff. But then like she started having everyone like there's a cult there, and I didn't realize it until I saw like what happened. But there was like she was having us all come together, and we'd have like a little prayer, a little sermon kind of thing, and like everyone was kind of cool and it was fun. And then like it got weird, and I still didn't think it was wrong. I just kind of was like going along with it. It's kind of cool, kind of fun, kind of having sex with some people, like it's all good. And like just that kind of stuff. And like there was like this whole focus on like the mother and like Mother Earth. And then I don't know, that was like she was like really happy with me, and she said that I was made for greater things, and I just kind of bought into it. And then a couple nights ago, I was a little late leaving, and I was supposed to be gone, but like I don't know, there were some flowers and some plants and stuff that I was trying to make sure like they could survive. They didn't seem to be doing very well, so I was like, just stay a little extra. It's my time. Like whatever, it's fine. But I guess I should have been gone, and they thought I was gone, and those bikers showed up, and they had some people with them that were very badly injured. They look real sick, real hurt. And then Sister Angelique, she did something to them, and I don't know what she did, but they like she stabbed one, and then he got back up and was just like standing there, and she said something like, "You're mine to command now," or something, and then he started to move weirdly, very strange movements, and that's when I screamed, and they hurt me, and the one biker guy started to come running toward me, and I don't know, I was obviously scared or something, but he seemed to be just changing and becoming something monstrous and scary, and I ran out there, and I got to the swamp, and I must have run for a while, but I ran straight south, and I got to the water, and I just jumped in, and fortunately the current took me away, and it didn't seem like he could keep up, and he couldn't see me. I just stayed under as long as I could, and when I came up for air, I was down the way, and I was away from them, and I don't know what I saw, and I don't know what happened, but it was definitely strange and scary, and I don't know what it was that they want me for. But I didn't want to be there anymore.
Uh-huh.
But they
Okay.
they worship the first mother.
The hold
Okay.
on, let me get to my Dreyfus journal. Um, the Great Mother, Magna Mater.
Um no, well, yes, but that's not who they said. They said she was the great mother, and that she was the first mother, the unknown mother, the first woman and mother who gave birth to all of the children of the night. It was a little confusing.
Do you have a name? Do you remember a name? Like a
They just called her the first mother, the great mother. But
Um.
not the same. Like it's like a different. There's like various embodiments of the mother over time, and there's like folklorish things and like Greek things or whatever, but they're all the same. They're all just different versions of the same person, the first mother, the the first woman.
Okay.
I mean, from a biblical sense, that kind of sounds like Eve.
Oh
I
no,
think.
no, no, not her. They absolutely hated Eve. They said that
Lilith.
that was a lie.
Lilith was, I mean, she's apocryphal, but she exists in many texts that a lot of people consider subversive as Adam's first wife, packaged almost as if that's the one we don't talk about in the Abrahamic faiths. Um, was there talk of Lilith?
I never heard that name, but if
Okay.
that's Adam's first wife, then that's the first mother, right? Did this Lilith have kids?
I I only have I don't have a deep knowledge of. I am not a Lilith scholar by any chance.
I'm gonna lean over to Lydia and be like, "Mother of vampires, is that ringing a bell for you?"
Mm, kind of.
What?
Um, I mean, there's like in vampire lore, there's a couple of different like religions essentially, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And some of them do actually have a belief in Lilith.
Okay. Yeah, Dreyfus, you might be onto something. Uh, give us 1 sec. Let's that. Real quick, you guys. She's saying she just outran JJ in wolf form. Can we like, Dreyfus? Can you like do your thing and make sure she's not, undead or something? Because I have a hard time believing that you can just
I
outrun
mean,
a werewolf.
does she seem supernatural?
You're not getting any supernatural vibes from her at all. The Hope's Garden, from your recollection, is actually very close to the water, right? Like there was a road, and then there was the bayou. It
Okay,
wouldn't be
so
inconceivable, depending on the distance in which he was from her when he started running at her,
right,
that she
there's
maybe
also
got.
like a time to transform kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah. So it's possible that she just got lucky, right?
Okay.
That's
And it's not like wolves are amphibious creatures, so yeah.
Okay. Also, are we like, is she in this now? To the reporter, Sutton, is she
Mhm.
like? You said you were in the life, and she's not. She's seen
Mhm.
some stuff, but are we like?
I mean, she isn't a hunter, but she's been illuminated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really hunt either. I just kind of like find the stories and find out the truth. Like that's what I'm trying to do. I've
Cool.
never killed anything though.
Knowing about it, I mean, I knew about it. I did not start actively attempting to counter it until recently. I knew about it when I met the vampire sitting across from me in my office that later killed that drove my wife to kill her,
Yeah.
her book club. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
For good or ill, you have been helping us in our hunt, and I mean, that's might as well be hunting.
I think once our eyes are opened to this world, this parallel world that this world underneath, that this world shrouded in darkness that maybe that most people don't see. Once you've shown some light on it, once you're aware of it,
Yeah.
it's like trauma. You can't undo trauma. It is part of the historical record. And once you realize the emperor wears no clothes,
Yeah. Can't unsee. Um. So okay, let's that. Thank you. Useful. I gotta.
very
You
yes.
you said that the people they brought were injured or sick
Mm-hmm.
looking. Were they like? I know this is a grueling question, but were they like beaten or cut or just like super emaciated?
Um,
What kind of injuries did you see?
kind of all of that.
Okay.
Have
Okay.
when you were getting up to all kinds of shenanigans while I was asleep,
Mm.
did you fight any of JJ's folks?
Uh, not as such. We hurled insults at them while leaving a place, and they started to turn just from
Okay.
being pissed off.
So this wasn't your doing that she
No,
saw.
no.
Okay.
Um, no. I think the bodies probably come from Purity Meadows. Whatever they're doing in the basement.
Yeah, we saw some weird shit on the cameras. So there's some kind of established operation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know they're harvesting people
Mhm.
that they can get away with harvesting.
Yeah.
That one I don't know for what. Was there anything about did the ritual that I had read in the journals only need kids?
It only called for them. Younger souls
Okay.
being apparently more powerful than weaker or
Right.
older souls, I guess.
Yeah, there wasn't anything in there. Um, since I don't have my library with me, I can't do that. But is there anything I remember that maybe they would need the older souls for?
Nothing that was in that ritual anyway. Nothing that
Okay.
was in that journal.
Okay.
No, it
I feel
seemed
like
like they had chosen younger souls because, well, a couple of practical reason or a couple of practical reasons, and then some metaphysical reasons, like innocent souls are more powerful, and you know,
Generally, yeah. I mean, that's what you always hear
younger
about.
people are easier to capture and contain than older, more established, potentially fighter level people, like that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, an
kinda
adult
think
can
what
punch, a child doesn't hurt,
Fighter
right?
level people, listen
Yeah.
to you talking all old school D&D.
I kind of think we have a two-pronged situation here, where like the Dark Thing and the Barons and Lancasters are on. They're doing a thing. They're trying to interact with this entity, and then also um, the plant people, the garden people, are like apparently making zombies, some kind of plant zombies,
Well,
and
they all
working
seem to be
with JJ.
connected.
They all seem to be connected through JJ.
Mm.
He's the only one who we know has a connection to both of those operations,
And
right?
well, there was talk of like rebirth through a lot of the stuff in the journals, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening at this garden. And so I wonder, it seems like,
Do
but I
you
can't
think that
figure out.
maybe they're being conditioned at this garden if it does have anything to do with like vampires or anything? Do you think they're maybe being like groomed?
I, I, I am not sure this has anything to do with vampires.
Like,
We had thought that the lady from Barron's was a vampire, but the senator said she wasn't.
But there are vampires in Barons and Lancaster.
But there's also
Maybe,
something
maybe,
bigger.
but
yeah, the
what I'm
Lancasters are vampires. The Barons work for something else.
Gotcha.
But,
Okay.
but I mean, it just seems a little bit odd that so you have this garden, right? There's this garden that people are tending to and taking care of, and then you have like these tree things. Now hear me, I'm going to sound like a fucking conspiracy theorist in a second. Just give me like
Mark
1
Mark
second.
just leans in and
highly
goes,
appropriate in this.
"Yeah,
Yes.
welcome to the life."
Yeah.
Welcome to
Okay,
life.
thanks. I've been here for 3 days and I haven't slept.
Mama Gigi like
You're
taps your hand. She's like, "Yes, you're doing great, child."
Okay,
you're not dead,
so
so
cool. I'll take that. But okay, so hear me out. So you have this garden, right? And but you also have like these people who are like tree making tree people. What if this garden and these tree people are somehow connected? I, it almost seems like tending for tending for this could even provide like this like I don't even know, is like a pharmaceutical company that's doing this, is it like weird like tree hugging hippie people that are doing this, like do we even know? I mean, like what if all of it, those two are connected somehow, maybe like some of the plants
yeah.
and the
Yes.
life are being like used, like what if these people that like are taking care of this property, the garden,
Mm-hmm.
the garden, whatever they're
Folks Garden.
calling it,
Yeah.
that whatever, I don't care, it's all minuscule the grand scheme of things if you really think about it. What if they are conditioning the people in this cult, this gardening cult, to provide help and like resources or like souls, I
Mhm.
guess, in their own right, to like feed into this plant operation.
Mhm. I Yes. I also want to point out that the ghoul, who, by the way, just so that everyone in the room knows, there's going to be a thing on the news. You know, watch out, be careful. A lot more attention coming to Morgan City. But he said he kept coming back to the protesters, those like Earth First protesters outside the dig site. He kept coming back to them like they were important, like they were connected to what he was doing. So if we've got environmental protesters and a garden and confirmed plant monsters, like
The milk, it had like human DNA, but also like it grows fungus, which it's not a plant, but it's like of the earth. Something, yeah, something.
yeah,
Maybe you're right. Maybe the vampires don't have any, I guess, quote unquote, active involvement in this, but that doesn't mean that they're not involved in any way, shape, or form.
Well,
Maybe the
well,
vampires are taking.
Barons and Lancaster are involved with the garden for sure, because they used to give us bulbs from their nursery. Um, that's all I know.
yeah.
The nursery that
I
has tree monsters,
I
apparently.
bet the garden's growing the tree monsters.
Yeah, yeah. And I believe who told us they were burying bodies in Hope's Garden? Or that bodies went to Hope's Garden?
Um, that was the representative, correct?
Yeah, that was the rep.
So
So they
obviously the dead bodies are being like fed to the ground to feed these like
turn them into
things.
creatures.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's probably on the Baron side. So the Lancasters are doing their vampire business, and Barons are making some kind of organic servant monster things, both of which act as muscle to try and dig up the dark below. And JJ and the Nightjar Riders are working with them because they all want to end the world so it can be reborn. Is this sounding cohesive, or am I just saying words?
No, I mean,
It's only 3 factions as opposed to 5, but
well, we just might not know about the other two yet.
please God, let that not be so. I guess the cult itself would be a 4th. And let me glance at my kill list here. The Dean's probably not, like, he's doing his own thing.
What about the guy that gave you this job in the first place?
We have concerns.
Actually,
but
that is a great question for Lisette. Is
Yeah.
Father Martin at all involved in this?
I think he came to the garden a couple of times, but he was actually kind of the reason why I went there. I didn't have a great childhood, and my family used to go to the parish, and he was the one that sponsored me for high school, because Central Catholic requires some church involvement, and he sponsored me. So but I don't think I really, aside from him coming by every now and then to like drop off donations and stuff, I didn't really ever see him around.
Hmm.
So I
was he
don't
part of the
know.
cult stuff though?
Oh no, no, he was not there for any of that. I would have known,
Right.
because like you said, we all kind of had
Okay.
sex, and I would have known if I had sex with my
Right.
priest.
Well,
Man,
I
they know how to
think.
sell cults, don't they?
I mean, it's how it always seems to work.
Mm.
Then so I have been worried about this. Hope's Garden made me feel a little uncomfortable, and I couldn't put my finger on it why. But then when the revelations about it came out, I was wondering if this man is somehow complicit. But I have a feeling we might be able to bring him back into our circle of allies.
It's
Mm,
it's good to hear because I did kind of tell him that the burned nun was up to something. He was going to do some background check stuff on her.
Do we trust him to do so?
I mean, if he gives us bullshit, we know he's full of it.
Well, I mean, and was he a hunter or was he just hunter adjacent?
he was a hunter.
Okay.
He's a
Mama,
church hunter, right?
yeah,
Right.
Mama Gigi, she steps in. He was a hunter for a long time. I don't trust him, child. I don't trust him not because I think he's evil, but because he doesn't understand any of this, right? And she just kind of like
Mm,
to herself.
He's bound by the fetters of Christianity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a traditionalist.
And he sees that through. Yeah. Because I mean, as much as that can be something that can gird people and defend them from the evil, cling to it too tightly, and you will miss things. And I
Mark will step in at this point. He'll say, I mean, it was Father Martin who sent me information about this. This how Alex even found out about it. I suppose he could be involved, but I would think that he wouldn't try to get hunters involved if we would just
I
do this chaos that is causing this whole thing.
I don't think he is involved in the nefarious activities. I don't
Okay.
think he's involved in the cult or anything.
Sure.
But I do see Mama Gigi's point that he might be too siloed into his beliefs. I mean, it is, like I said, the strength and the weakness of organized religion is
Mhm.
that it will give you the ability to resist these evils,
You
but
guys
it
want
will
me to?
close doors
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm.
I could. I think I'm gonna take a second if we're all cool with it, and call him and see if he's found anything about what was her name, Sister Angela or something.
Sister, yeah, Sister
Angelique.
Mary Helen Angelique.
Cool. Wait, no, phones are all off for
Yes.
tracking reasons. Miss Sutton, may I borrow your phone?
Yeah, sure.
Or do you have a burner?
Of course
That's
I
the
have a
word, right?
burner. Yeah,
Burners?
of course
Burners?
I have a
Okay.
burner. I've got so many burners.
I
I'll have to run back to my RV, but yeah, I have a bunch of burners.
Is the fog still out there?
Everyone looks out the window and you can see the fog for sure.
Okay.
Ray
I'll
goes,
escort you.
I'll go with her. It's fine. And he gets up.
Okay.
He puts
Let's
headphones in
not-
her ears and just goes, come on.
Like, let's not forget that we're like under siege right now.
Yeah.
And do we know, is this related to the greater cult? Are
think-
these the child sacrifices that were made to appease the entity?
That's what I was thinking. That these are the
That's
victims
well.
of the
That's.
great
I mean,
below.
do we know this? And I kind of look at Mama Gigi being the local expert.
She just kind of shakes her head and says, I don't know, child. We've just been dealing with it. It did start a couple years after we destroyed that temple.
So the thing underground, my operating theory was that the thing underground got hungry and started employing the resource that it had, souls, to try and feed itself.
Where's the temple in regard, like in relation to Was the temple the sanctum that we found in the college, or was
No.
the temple somewhere else?
Yeah, somewhere else
Okay, was
entirely.
the temple somewhere?
Mhm.
Where was the temple physically located?
Bateman Island, which is to the south.
Is it in the lake?
It is not in the lake. The lake is on the northeast end, but it's all connected through the swamp water. Like, it's all
And
the
does
same
this
set of swamp. There's like very little connection. There's very. It's like it's not like a. It's like there's a connection between the bayou that surrounds Bateman Island and is on Bateman Island and the lake. There's a. You could take a boat all the way around and through.
Cameron is
So-
psychic. There is something in the water.
So does this, and I kind of point out to the ghosts outside the window, does this happen basically anywhere on the water or just this lake?
Well, we notice it around the lake.
This
But
particular
I suppose it could be happening all over.
lake?
Okay.
We just try to keep people away from like nobody's. I guess we've never really looked into whether or not it's on the bayou itself. There is reports of strange things out on the bayou all the time, obviously, and you know, I don't know if you know, but there's pirate ghosts, they say, out on the bayou, so it's possible that those are all connected.
Sure.
Can
Pirate
I
see
see
one.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds far more fun than anything we're dealing with.
That's our reward for if we survive all of this, is we get to go meet a pirate ghost.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe my children saw that episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, are they back with the phone?
Yeah, she comes back in, and they come back in. Like, there was obviously something, but Ray dealt with it. You know, gives you the phone. Yep. So it rings and it rings and it rings and it rings, and then on like the sixth ring or so, when it's about to go to voicemail, you get a this is Father Martin. How can I help you?
Hey, it's Alex.
Oh, hello, Alex. I've been trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah. We've been making ourselves harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything for me?
There's a girl that's missing that I'm hoping you can find. I think she's connected to everything. She was at Hope's Garden and then fled with some money that she stole or something. The Sister Mary asked me to try to find her, but as you know, I was looking into her. So
Right.
I suspect that there's some other reason for why she wanted me to find this girl.
Okay.
I've been watching the sister much more closer since you asked me to look into her, and I find that some of her behavior is a little strange. So I'm hoping you can find this girl before she does.
You got a name?
Yes, Lisette is her name. She's a young girl, about 18-ish, just graduated from Central Catholic High School and was helping as a volunteer at the garden.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can send you, if you're going to have this phone for a little while, I can send you over like her social media pictures and profiles. She was part of the skater club. She's staying out at...
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. You can rest on that one. Problem solved.
Oh. Good. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Very good.
The bad news.
Okay. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
The bad news is, Angelique is looking more and more like a real concern. So, appreciate you keeping an eye on her, but
Mhm.
like, don't follow her down a dark alley, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I was already very concerned because when I called my contacts at the Society of St. Leopold, they let me know that she was always assisting the organization, but in a capacity that would never get her directly involved with anything, but would get her involved with information. started to make me wonder and worry.
Yeah. Do you know where she is now, and do you know where she lives?
She lives in the housing that we provide for her, but I believe she spends most of her time at Hope's Garden. I rarely find her at her home when I try to find her, which is interesting for sure.
Okay.
Considering that she has taken vows as a nun, she should be relatively easy to find. She doesn't really go out and party or whatever, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but now that
Okay.
you've pointed out to me, I've begun to notice increasingly that she's hard to find.
Cool. One more question.
Mm-hmm.
According to her records with the Society for Saint Leopold,
Mm-hmm.
does she have any training, any sort of magic or combat, or?
No, she was not involved in that arm of the Society of Saint Leopold.
So just like a researcher.
For mostly.
Okay. You say mostly, and I feel like there's something else.
Well, I mean, I don't know. My contact only was vaguely aware, and he could only find the basic information on her. It's like she was a member of the Society of St. Leopold, but so unimportant that they kind of forgot that she existed, essentially.
Damn.
Gotcha.
I mean, he didn't
Okay.
he didn't remember her, but that's not to say anything because, I mean, he only knew the people he had direct contact with. But when
Gotcha.
he tried to look into her, he didn't find much.
All right. Give me 1 sec. So yeah, it sounds like she's an investigator for the Society of St. Leopold. Got a lot of information without having to give up very much about herself or her intentions. He's pretty sus of her at this point.
Was she being sidelined and then she turned to this, or was she already subverted?
The sense
Was
I'm
she
getting.
from this area? Actually, that
Oh,
is the
good
first
question. Yeah.
Was she from this area?
Any other questions before I just jump back on?
Or, I mean, many of us are friends with Father Martin, so maybe you could put us on speaker.
Oh, sure. Father Martin,
Yes.
you're basically on with the gang at this point.
Okay.
Was she being was Sister Angelique sidelined that may have led her to this nefarious organization, or do you think she was already radicalized and then sent to us?
I couldn't say. My contact had very little information other than that she was she was a nun who approached the Society of Saint Leopold to assist them in any way she could, and because of her injuries and whatever else, they used her skills as a researcher, and that was about it. Not everyone who approaches the Society of Saint Leopold, you might understand, is necessarily given a sword and told to go kill in the name of God. So.
And she somehow passed your vetting that she was.
Yeah, she was just an unremarkable sister, I guess. She's been unremarkable here. I mean, she's been here longer than I have, but she's been essentially just a staple in the community, but an unremarkable nun for the Sacred Heart Church.
Well, I mean, if she's involved in St. Leopold, I think any other aspect of the church is probably just going to be ceremonial at best.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
So it feels. Do you feel that she was a quisling sent by this cult to basically find out what you know so they could protect themselves?
It would have had to have been a long time ago. She's been involved in the study of St. Leopold for a very long time since she was a young nun. She has retired, much like myself, from the society. She came out here after her leaving the organization, and she's just been out here the whole time. So if she was sent in, it could have been. I mean, I'm not ruling out some nefarious vampire character that is very old that could have been plotting something for a very long time.
Or I wonder if maybe the fact that she was kind of sidelined may have made her more susceptible. Because you said she was just there to do research. Like, she was never. Did she want to be involved in more field work?
I couldn't tell you any of that. That was not in the record my contact could find.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Do you know where she's from, or if she's gone by any other names?
As far as I can tell, she's only had the one name since taking her vows. But she is from just Florence. She's not American.
Okay.
But she has her American citizenship, which she gained after coming here for a while.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, there's part of me that wonders how far this creature, this eldritch being that the cult fought, is, how far its tentacles reach, because it feels like it is all powerful, but I have to doubt if its power is localized to this pinpoint location.
Well, we've got a piece of it we can hit, so that's
Right.
something.
Right.
I think that's everything, Father.
Okay.
I don't imagine you'll hear from us again tonight, but you know, if you hear an explosion, lock your door. We're getting to that point, is what I'm saying. Things are gonna escalate soon.
Okay. I will pull some things out of the chest in my quarters and prepare myself for the worst. Pray for the best, prepare for the worst, right? That's what they say.
Something like that. Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay. Joseph. Can you look this chick up?
Yeah. Can I use your equipment, Sutton? We were involved in some questionable dealings today, and our tech is sort of risky to broadcast.
Yeah, real quick. Everybody who doesn't want to know about a serious crime that was committed, leave the trailer real quick.
Yeah.
Does anyone leave?
Yeah, so Mama Gigi and Ray just kind of get up to go. Lisette, she doesn't want to go with them, but she doesn't want to stay in the RV as well. So she goes with them, and they just kind of go across to Stephanie's RV, which is basically door to door with the other RV. And then Stephanie stays. She sits right down and goes,
Yeah. So the senator was one of them. You are the United States representative, and the senator is no more, and we did that.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's a fairly capable ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
what
we're
is a
trying
ghoul?
to stay
That's a vampire. That's a vampire minion,
server.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less.
Just double checking that my information was correct.
Yeah, person who has been empowered by the blood of a vampire.
I guess this is two-pronged, two requests. One, if I can use your stuff to try and look into her, but two, I need to hack a drone of mine on your system because I left it under the car that we T-boned so that we could assassinate the guy.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
I didn't.
Legit.
What look does she have on her face as I make
She
these
just kind of
acts?
sits there and goes,
Hell of a story.
"You want me to aid and abet you in murder investigation and covering it up?"
Not covering it up, just getting a crucial piece of gear back.
No. Yes. Yes. That's what we're asking for. Help us get away with murder, please.
You'll have all the scoops you'll ever need.
I mean, okay. If you're just using my equipment to hack a drone, I could probably play that off as I heard something had happened and was trying to get information. Granted, it is illegal, but it is not the most illegal thing that I've done.
It's not even registered with the FAA, so they don't even know it belongs to me.
Okay. I do move around for a reason, so seems fine.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, I will help you, but I'm going to need a whole lot of information from you. I already have quite a bit of story, but I'm not sure how I can work any of it in to anyone that will believe it.
This is going to be the best scoop you'll ever have, maybe.
Barons in Lancaster grows evil tree things that want to kill humanity. Yeah, that's a pretty big story.
And it doesn't even
No
end there.
one will believe it.
If
Sure.
you, help us resolve this situation, I have literal footage of the tree monster burning and dying and screaming.
Okay.
I mean, my phone's pretty cheap, so the camera's not the best, but I have it.
I've had worse. All right. Yes, we can do that, Joseph.
Let's go. How much cooler is her setup than mine?
It's a pretty cool setup. It gives you an extra die on the things that you need to do because it's just so good. It's scanning multiple things at the same time.
Sweet. So, since this is not connected to my drone, I assume I have to sort of break through my own protections, as it were.
Yes. So you're gonna have to do what is that? Intelligence and technology for hacking things, right? Isn't that what you do?
Yep.
Yep.
Does that count for surveillance?
No, because it's
Yeah, I didn't really
you're
think
hacking
so.
into a system rather than I guess it is a surveillance thing, but that would be probably for something else, right? I don't know that would apply right now.
This is definitely not one of my creed fields. So that is 8 dice plus 1, 9 dice. And 8 successes, I hope will do it.
8 successes. That
Holy
will
crap.
do
We're
it.
rolling immaculately tonight, guys.
Yeah. You crack your own system so easily, in fact, that you actually wonder
gotta
about
fix
your
it.
own system. Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough.
I mean, at least it was you and not somebody else, but at the same time, that should have been a little bit harder.
Only I'm good enough to get through it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Camera on. Where's he at?
The camera appears to be in some kind of junkyard or something.
Oh.
We got it stuck on a wheel well, so now I guess I want to pilot it to try, avoiding suspicion, but get it out and just get it away from the junkyard best I can.
And the piloting skill is what is the combination?
Also in plus tech.
Okay. But it will have a -2 dice to it because this thing has been
That seems
damaged
fair.
and the area that it's in is damaged and changed and has parts sticking out.
So it's gonna be 6 dice. Right? Yes. Oh, okay. All right, Cell. I'm asking. I forgot what. Okay. Your guidance is hunters. What are the odds we go to sleep before some more fuck shit happens?
That's a really good question. Um,
Because if I want to succeed at this, I could blow my last willpower and become impaired until I recover some willpower. But that doesn't seem especially ideal unless
I
we're about to go to
think
bed.
there's enough of us that we can sleep in shifts.
Yeah, fuck it.
Like you can catch a couple winks, and
4 successes.
Okay.
we're now rolling deep with 4 competent NPCs.
Let's go.
All right. So you fly the drone down and under a thing. It scrapes a little bit on the pavement. You hear the grinding in the microphone, right, of the recording,
Mhm.
and you're just like um. But it comes out from underneath the car, and you find it in what appears to be the sort of an impound lot of some kind. It's basically the same place that your vehicle was. It's right next to the sheriff's station.
But they didn't find it, which is huge.
Mm-hmm. You do see that a forensic team is arriving on site, like a technical forensic team. It seems like they've been doing some other stuff, probably at the site itself. But they're arriving just as your drone is lifting up into the sky.
Nothing I can do about it now. I bring it back to me.
Okay.
Okay, that problem is solved. They don't have this. They don't have any way to get back from it. Now, still sitting at the computer, I'm going to look into all of the social media presence and things that you're given. See if I can't dig up any information on Sister Angelique.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this is one of your edges, right?
Yeah, this is the. I assume like All Access Pass or watching Big Brother Global Access thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it would be that, whatever that role is. Is that int plus tech as
That
well?
is again int plus technology.
Oh, yeah, man.
Do it.
Is it +1 dice from her setup, but then -2 since I'm impaired right now?
Yes.
So 7 dice. I don't think this is surveillance.
No.
Ah, one lousy success.
Yeah, you don't find any reference to Sister Mary Angelique in any way. No reference to her except for maybe you dig up something in like an old newspaper archive from like the last couple of years for Morgan City that references that Sister Mary Angelique was at some kind of thing. It was like the dedication of blankety blank, and in attendance was these people, and includes Sister Mary Angelique,
Hmm.
and that's about it.
I'm not finding much right now, guys. Sorry, I'm a little out of it.
It's cool. This actually, like the lack of information seems kind of telling, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's flown under the radar. It sounds like flying under the radar is her move. Which means it's a pretty good thing that we know about her. And I mean, you know me. I think we should. I have a heavy-handed approach. I just want to like admit that about myself. I would like, go pick her up or something. Or
If she
hang on,
is
human. Yeah, that. It's just occurred to me. She might be connected to this Dr. Aurora character.
Because plants.
Yeah, because apparently Aurora's the chemist producing the plant creatures for the Barons. And Barons is then giving the seeds to Hope's garden, which are apparently fertilized with like bodies to create creatures. These unnatural servants. So, and all of it is facilitated by JJ and the Nightjar writers. Which means we know several links on this chain.
I mean, I feel like at a certain point, we just have to start engaging in guerrilla warfare.
And I think we should start
Hit and
with the
run
Nightjar
attacks.
Riders.
Yeah, but a whole pack of werewolves might be above our, at least on a,
Okay. So here's my idea. I have an idea. We load up all the munitions. We set up an ambush. I call JJ, and basically, because up until recently, I thought he didn't know about the dark thing. So up until recently, I thought JJ didn't know about the dark thing. Now we know he does. He wants the world to burn. That said, we took a couple steps to convince him to work with us. If I call the Nightjar Riders and pretend I don't know what he's really about, and like call him out for a meeting, then we can pull him into an ambush.
I could start designing guns that can do stuff to very much hurt them.
Okay. We also have a trailer that can go up in flames. And I know silver is preferable, but fire never hurts. I mean, it always hurts.
Fire hurts. Silver can do some real messed up things to them.
Yeah. No matter how I work out this whole thing in my head, the writers are Barons or Lancaster or Angelique or whoever. They're the response team. They are the ones who would get the call. The hunters have hit us here. Come kill them.
So we take
Yeah.
out we take
So we
out
take them out first.
The infantry, right. They're the ground troops.
Yeah, the SWAT team. There might also be an actual SWAT team, but I'm less scared of that than I am these guys. So
Does anybody have any silver? Like necklaces, rings, stuff like that.
I'm trying to
Mark and
figure
Lee
out
have brought
where.
some of that.
Yeah, they probably did some things, and if Ray and Mama Gigi are in the same vehicle as you while you're doing the hacking, or if they've moved back to the RV, that's sort of the question that they might have an answer to. So the question is,
once we talked about the murder and got that out of the way, they can come back in.
Yeah. So if you're asking them, Ray's like, yeah, I mean, we could get some, but usually we just, I guess in theory, right, this works, and he holds up like the little pouch thing of stuff, and Mom Gigi says, it should work, but we've never used it on any werewolves.
And it repels them, it doesn't kill them, right?
Right, it would repel them, but it also, so it should hold them from being able to do anything to you for some time, but it might also hurt him if he's in the form child. If he was in this form, he might not like it.
Okay.
I'll
and
take it.
They can't approach it.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, they would not be able to approach it.
Okay. So we lure some of them into that trailer, pop these things off around it so they can't leave, and light it up.
But like, surely he has some normal goons, right?
One or two.
I mean, I guess we don't really. Yeah, we saw them all. Like, did we see like a bunch of them start wolfing out when we were taunting them? Like, what do we know about their numbers?
No.
From just that night.
No, you just saw him starting to transform. The rest of them did not seem to be transforming.
So it might just be one supernatural and a bunch of normal guys. I mean, if it turns into a firefight, how do we feel about that? If they're just people.
Are they innocent?
No.
Probably not.
At the very least, they're transporting injured people from Purity Gardens, from Purity Apartments to Hope's Garden, where they are then either murdered or resurrected or mulched.
Well,
I'm all for laying a trap. I don't want to get ripped apart. So
um,
Um, most of the scenarios I'm imagining start with either me or Ophelia ripped apart. So,
well,
well, um, I have one other idea that may be a little less deadly on
Mhm.
our end, and it has to do with silver. That's why.
okay.
Mhm.
So I'm a bit of a dabbler, not by any means perfect at it. But I've been making weapons and stuff for a few years.
Hmm.
I could finagle and make either like bullets or maybe like little explosives that instead of doing fire does like powdered silver.
hmm.
Make them inhale it. So where we could have a bit more control over who ally wise gets hurt.
Hmm.
Right. If we hit the whole pack
Silver.
with inhaled silver, only the wolves are going to respond.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like create an airburst.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's
I
gonna take
mean,
me a little bit of time and I'm gonna have to get my hands on some silver, but
Hmm.
we powder that up, we find a way to import it in. I think that might it's a little less deadly, so not as many people as like not that many people are gonna get hurt, but it'll mess them up pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little less versed on all of the rules. Is it just pure silver? Any silver compounds?
Mm.
Like if we raided some kind of like film photography boutique and took all their development equipment, how's that going to work out for
oh,
us?
silver nitrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Ray
Smart
Ray
guy.
says, they did that in I think it was the second Blade movie. That seemed to work out.
Well,
And
you know,
also in Underworld, right? They did that there too.
in both of them. I mean, you guys have done more werewolfing than us. What do you got? What do you more? I'm the tech guy.
No,
I
that's a
don't know
really
what
good idea.
werewolves. I don't know what werewolves hate.
That's a really good idea. I mean, that's powdered silver that we don't have to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mark's like, yeah, I mean, it sounds like a great plan. I've never tried it, but it's always been a thought.
So
And then
the other
we
thing,
can. Sorry.
if we're combining these, a powdered silver bomb will weaken the werewolves. We lure them
Yeah, I
into the
mean,
trap.
at the very least, would weaken the werewolves for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then we lure them into the trap. It's also if we use these magic flashbangs to hold them in the trailer while it burns, that's only going to affect the werewolves too. Humans would be able to run out.
That's right, child. That's right.
And then we just take cover until they realize their boss is gone, or
Or I was going to shove a gun in their face and say, get on the
I mean,
ground.
we have firepower, but we aren't a whole gang of body stealing, innocent murder. You know what I mean? I'm down to try it. They have a numbers advantage.
Right.
Mama
I'm gonna-
Gigi
Which
and
is
Ray
why
start
we-
talking, and they're like, "Well, we could, yeah, we could. That's true. We could bring all of the family if you needed firepower."
I mean, this would be sort of the beginning of the end of this hunt.
Yeah.
Sounds.
All I'm saying is there's more power in areas of effect than single target shit when you're
Mhm.
dealing with a group of people versus just one or two.
For sure.
Sounds like a plan, I guess. We just got to pick a spot.
I think this is the spot.
Right here, neutral ground.
Mhm.
I mean, like I did a half-assed job rigging that trailer to burn, but we can do it right.
Yeah, with some time, I can lay a trap maybe.
Okay.
We'd
Um,
obviously want to get the innocents as far away as possible.
Of course,
Mhm.
of course.
Yeah. Lisette, and
Stephanie.
no offense, Mrs. Sutton, but you don't look like you're about to throw down with a bunch of monsters.
Nope. Lisette and I will do what we've been doing for the last couple of days, which is drive around, park somewhere else, and be away from here.
Do you have a
The call-
GoPro you want me to strap to my head for the duration? I'll
She
fold
starts
mine into a
smiling, and
garden.
she's like, I have one, yeah.
Okay.
Be aware that the cult is actively looking for Lisette. They've probably got JJ on that. It
Mhm.
might.
I
like, you
know
guys
a
are in
few
danger.
places where nobody looks. Trust me, I've been rolling around in this town for a long time, staying out of the way of the law because when
The
you
law's
go
good
into
for you.
crime scenes and take pictures or videos when you're not supposed to be there, you get on a shit list.
Oh yeah, that's a Tim Affleck movie, right?
I,
Getting the guy wrong.
I just had a thought actually. If JJ won't come for me, he might come for Lisette.
I don't know. He's
That-
pretty pissed at us.
He is pretty pissed at us. That'll probably be enough.
But yeah, if we
I'm not actually talking about using you as bait, but I might not
Yeah.
drop your name. Drop her name.
Well, we'll obviously be as far away as possible. And she looks at Lisette.
Of course.
We won't be here,
Yeah.
regardless, because I'm not letting you be used as bait. And she's like, thank you.
Okay. Once we do this, it's on. We'll have, maybe an hour or two before they realize he's not picking up his phone and none of his guys are. And Barons and Lancaster are gonna know fast, which means we're gonna want to make our next moves immediately.
Let's take a day or two to gear up. Make our devices, ammunition.
I don't think we have days. I was gonna say 4 or 5 hours.
The radio crackles, and Ray listens to it, and he says, well, you're in luck. Looks like the fog is heading out, so you have about 4 or 5 hours till the sun starts to come up again.
And then I think we might have until dark.
Maybe. But if we take out the werewolves during the day, then we can hit the Lancasters during the day, and they're vampires, so they won't be at their best. That's 2. The Barons, right now we're thinking tree monsters. More of those
Well,
screaming willows.
I'll defer to you.
I think so.
And
Hmm.
let's find some supplies and get to work.
Yeah. And Joseph, you should probably crash. You kind of look like
Yeah,
you're about
he's
to.
Yeah.
yeah. Someone he's like sort of staring out into space, like he's looking through the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hey,
what?
wake up.
There's a
Little
couple
bit
of
glassy
beds.
eyes.
There's a couple of
Yeah.
beds here. You can sleep. We can make that happen.
I'm the tech guy.
Yep.
I'll make stuff in the morning.
Okay. Sounds
He
like we have a
falls
plan.
asleep holding his cold noodles.
Ray says, "You all gonna need us though, right? We should
Oh yeah.
hang around."
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll get the boys in.
Certain.
And Mama Gigi goes, and some of the girls too. And he's like, right. The ones that can hold guns. Yes, I get it, Mama. he steps out and starts radioing people.
Anybody who can anything.
We're expecting 12-ish, so
Yep, you're
We can at
expecting
least have to get
the
their
whole
number.
riders, right? All of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Mhm.
tell him to come alone, but I'm sure he won't.
Oh, that boy would never listen to you. At least
I don't
he
think they
probably
know
won't
how to
bring.
come alone.
He probably won't bring his cousin, because she's also like him. She's probably not coming though. Unless he
What?
brings her.
There's
There's-
another.
Look.
Ugh,
Oh, you
Look.
didn't know about Myrna?
no.
Oh, she teaches kindergarten at the school and runs the
What?
kids program at the public library. She's a
What
good
the
kid.
fuck?
Yeah, she's a good kid. But she's a werewolf. That's for sure.
What? God
This
damn
is too
it.
much. Fuck this.
God damn it. Why is that the thing that's breaking my brain? Why? What? Oh.
Mark just reaches
shit.
out and he's like, he just touches your shoulder and he's like, relax, Alex. You're doing so good. I'm actually pretty proud of you right now.
Thanks. Thanks. But, thank you. It. Now I'm back to thinking maybe we could get through to him. He's got a fucking cousin who teaches kindergarten. God damn it.
Well, I mean,
I'd like to
No.
point out that the ritual requires child sacrifice. I don't really think he cares that much.
as long as it's not his kids.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Real quick, mechanically, how are we all feeling on willpower?
That's why I need to go to bed. Cause I've maxed mine out.
Sleep is definitely on the table for most of you. You're not going to get a
Yeah.
whole lot of sleep if you're planning on hitting them in about 4 hours, but at least you could get some.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I could use a nap as well. I mean, it was a busy night, busy day.
There's a couple
Jesus.
days.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's almost over, though. And Mark touches your shoulder again.
I think we're in the end game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Let's get some sleep, and tomorrow we'll start killing some monsters.
Let's hope.
Whoopee. Hey,
Or-
we've done 2. We're 2-0 so far. I like our track record.
You're right. 2-0.
Let's make it 14-0.
Mama Gigi goes to get out of the RV and she says, 3-0 if you look at your young one who destroyed a ghost earlier. And she starts walking out.
That's true.
Oh yeah. 3-0.
We're good fucking hunters.
At this, I do look at Mark, knowing that he's put down like 40 or 50 vampires.
Yeah.
3-0 in a couple of days ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 3 less than there were before.
Easy.
Yeah.
Reach into my bag, pull out a little baggie, dip my finger in, put it in like where my gums are, and just shake my head. All right, y'all get some sleep. I got some work I gotta get started on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out for a sec. I wanna, do a little catching up.
All right. So I assume people go find places to sleep. There's essentially there are some sleeping places in this large RV that Mark and Lydia brought. I mean, not a lot, but they can make accommodations. People might have to share the same mattress, for example, but they can make it work. Yeah, I mean, come on. No shame here, just people sleeping in beds, right? Like it's it's Hunter World.
Bros, it's fine. They can cuddle.
But yeah, Stephanie does take after the drone arrives back, right? Because it like you gave it a command to fly back. After it arrives back with you in the van, she takes off with Lisette. Going somewhere. The fog dissipates, rolls back onto the lake and disappears. Mama Gigi and Ray, they kind of hang around. She sits down and in a little chair that he pulls out of a boat that rolls up, and then they're waiting. The other people will be arriving eventually, as far as you can tell. But and Ophelia is doing whatever Ophelia is doing. But Alex wants to catch up with his friends.
Making a bomb.
Yeah, making a silver bomb.
Making a bomb.
Are you gonna try to find a photo place to steal some silver nitrate?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna check to see if I can find any of that silver nitrate. I'm also going to check to see if my contact ever got back
Yeah,
to
I
me.
was gonna let you know that your contact's trying to get a hold of you to meet up.
Yep. Yep.
He he went to your place, like, was supposed to happen, and you weren't there. So he's been calling.
Yep.
So if you give him a new place, so we'll handle you for a second. If you tell him to meet you at a new place, he shows up and he's got all kinds of tricks and things, and we can talk about that during the
Okay.
downtime about what he's got. But silver, nitrate, definitely something that this guy carries. He's that kind of guy.
Gorgeous.
I mean, it's not the weirdest thing he has amongst his like plethora of stuff.
Sure. I'm sure. So I'm gonna basically like take a poke at some weapons that he's got, and then I'm gonna buy out all of his silver nitrate.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna get started on making some silver bombs.
Yeah, we'll talk about the weapons that you get from him in the downtime between sessions. Okay. All right. Then we'll handle Alex's interaction with Lydia and Mark. I'm gonna have to play 2 NPCs, it seems. So we'll see how this goes. Lydia strikes me as a fairly silent type, except when she wants to say something, and when she says something, it's aggressively said, right? But also she cares because she has a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dynamic. It's gonna be interesting. I
I'll do
am
my
actually
best.
gonna. Cool. I'll talk to Mark real quick.
Okay.
You're here.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
while I was a little angry, then I was a little concerned. I have to say that I'm kind of impressed with you right now.
Sometimes running away is the right move.
It seems like putting you in intense circumstances turns you into the hunter that you were always trying to be.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, I guess. How are you? How are you doing? How's the physical therapy and they check out your,
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's coming along as best as it can. Still pretty bad looking prognosis.
Did they have like a timeline of like recovery or with like full recovery? Is that a possibility?
Could be 6 months, could be the rest of my life. That's what they're saying. Some improvement though, so
Okay. Okay.
I mean, as you know, I'm not just gonna sit around and wait for it to come back together. I'm gonna make it come back together, even if it fucking kills me.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I got this blood, and honestly, if we can capture some of these, like, some of this plant research stuff, I'm curious what kind of like, because they're technically a pharmaceutical company. They like make medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, cross any lines, but a little supernatural medicine could be helpful.
Yeah.
I
Not
mean,
ruling that out.
Isn't
But-
that and I kind of glance towards the back of the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
towards Lydia. I'm like, isn't that kind of what we're doing?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
How's she holding up? I mean, I know it was my fault, but it was like her hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting anything from that?
It's not progressing, but it's also not subsiding, which is not a good sign.
Yeah.
Because, eventually the whatever it is will get past our barriers. It's because that's what it does. Unless we can figure out some other option.
Okay. I was so scared. So scared. I knew you guys were coming. I knew sooner or later, like, I squared off against a tree thing. I walked boldly into a den of werewolves. Um, this conversation does not make me comfortable. I, I'm sorry. That was too much. I'm trying not to freak out because we got so much to do, but also, you know,
You're right.
glad you're okay.
We do have a
Glad you're
lot to
okay.
do.
Yeah.
Too much to think about what's going on. But you better believe that when we have time, because we only have a few hours, it seems, when we have time, she is going to rip you a whole new section of body for taking off the way that you did. I have been keeping her calm the entire drive here, but it's hasn't been easy.
Okay. Then this next part's gonna suck for me.
Hmm.
Give me a minute.
Mhm.
I hop out, walk over to the van, open the door, retrieve the blood bag that I got from the ghoul, and take it inside and go to Lydia.
She's just staring at you when you come up. She was probably taking care of her weapons, and then you
Yeah,
walk
got
in.
it in my bag. I go over and I'm like, ugh, Bo. I threw a couple of knives and I've been using the gun mostly, but this is going to be much more effective. Plus,
Better
we got
than
a lead.
knives, for sure.
Yeah, we got a lead on Marius. He's like coming. We might be able to. Good stuff. There's good stuff on the horizon. We might be able to do some real stuff here. And
Hmm.
I know supplies were running low, so I mean it's his. I don't know if that'll make things worse, but
Hmm.
it might, you know, need to take the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So you thought that you could just take on an entire city of monsters by yourself because you felt bad?
Yeah. No. I I do feel bad. Also, didn't really. I I I, I what do you want me to say here? I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry I fucked up. I'm sorry I keep fucking up.
You and your group here are apparently 3 for 0.
Yeah, and you and Mark are like, it's pretty small potatoes, I know.
You know how many times we fucked up along the way in the beginning?
No.
A lot more than Mark will ever tell you. Because, he's a hero. He saves. But Alex, sometimes we fuck up. It's okay to fuck up.
No, not. This isn't okay.
As long as it doesn't result in anyone's death. I will say that. You're right. I know what you're saying. I'm not I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying that it's okay occasionally to take off on your own if you have the right safety net. And you're lucky that these people turn out to be very good, qualified people to keep you alive, because if they hadn't been, I would have brought you back to life myself to kill you again.
Yeah, I know. I took some risks. So, yeah. I know.
You are and then she just steps over to you.
I'm glad, yeah.
Aggravate me so much, you know that?
Yeah. So, ask the local monsters. It's what I'm good at. I get stupid when I'm afraid. Can we, I think I need to get some sleep.
And we have a lot to do, so we will actually get real serious about this when we have time. I think that we need a very long discussion. Don't you?
I don't think I can disagree with that.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think this is gonna work?
It is not the dumbest plan I've heard before. It is dangerous. But you were right. If you take out the hit squad first, then you don't have to worry about the hit squad later. It's probably the smartest thing I've ever heard you say.
Thanks. I mean, hey.
But understand that there might be some people that get hurt, right? Those others that are helping you, they might get hurt.
Well, I don't want anyone to get hurt.
I know. But that's a risk that you're putting them in. They agreed to help you, though. Remember that. So they know.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I'm not really in a hugging, kissing phase
I'm
right now. But
not going to hug or kiss you right now. I'm too angry.
Cool. I just,
Mm-hmm.
somebody told me to communicate once. All right. Good night.
Good night.
And Alex walks away.
And on that note, we shall leave everyone to head into the next session next time we have a game to find out what happens to this crew and their plan to ambush the Nitro Riders. Goodbye, everybody.